capture on the Wild Magic's origin spells?
No. Well, I'll be okay for now. Hello and welcome to Play of the Night.
Oh, right.
We have returned once more, Vanguard of Rejects. Unfortunately, we're down a few members this time. It's through to accident, injury, and a slight lack of sleep. But this time, joining me, we have the filthiest of pastas playing Fenny.
Hello.
We have Jasmine playing a creature by the name of Bucketsley Bim Bam. She's muted. And we have returning the creature of my desires, Flynn, played by Carmissy.
Oh, stop it. You saved the best to last, why don't you?
We here have been working hard to improve on a few things, so let us know how the volume of myself sound as well as the volume of our music. Keep us informed and keep us interested. We love to hear from you. We'll be looking for you to be interactive in the chat as well, because we operate a fan interactive service, which means at the end of the stream you will be prompted to vote in a poll, and the winner of that poll will gain DM inspiration. And that means they can re-roll a d20 of theirs, potentially turning failure into success. There is no guarantee though. Trust in your dice, and let's see what happens in the adventure. The last time we played, who was it that got Play of the Night?
I don't know.
I know, I can find it. Polls. Right here. Opening it up. Can you lower the volume of the music for the stream though, JC?
Certainly.
Results are... It is a three-way tie between Buckets, Flynn, and Fenny.
That means two people
With
did
two
it.
votes
We're all
for
here.
each. No,
Two-
that's 2 votes. We have
two
7
votes
votes, JC.
Ah, okay then.
Woo! We all get it! Yeah!
That
No.
means I get it.
Means JC gets it.
What?
If it's a tie, I get it.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
did
remove
you-
my vote, give me a second.
Yeah, I was
It'd
gonna
still
say.
be a tie between 2 people.
Nice try, you scallywags. You shall
We
not
should
be
give
doing.
it to Lucian. He got no votes.
Aw.
Robin
did
got
well.
one.
Violent.
He was doing good though. He was hitting all of his targets.
Yeah, mine was for Kretch. It wouldn't matter if I removed mine anyway.
With all that being said, then, as the players have a tie, it is down to me to do a recap of last session. You began last time by travelling by wagon, interacting with a family of dwarves. They told you tale and had you interact and gained a little bit of understanding of who you were and what it was you were looking for in this world. On your way to Passin, a place renowned for having ruins spawn and is upon the shores of the shifting sand, a vast ocean of grey-black particles that feels like sand. But as you made your way into the vicinity, the village was a twitter, as a person had gone missing before their very eyes. You, doing some sleuthing, uncovered a few key points that made you curious. And then after following the trail of the scent, strange magics seemed to suffuse the vicinity, which many of you did not succeed, and as a result transported you to a dark plane of shadow. And in this dark plane of shadow you could faintly see the ruins of which you had heard and which had caught your interest, off in the distance a glowing beacon of safety. You also heard great leviathans rise from their slumber, as well as many small individuals begin charging in your direction, shrieking and gibbering in all forms of chaotic nonsense. Instead of running for the safety, you instead stood your ground and showed this plane what have you,
Yeah, thanks for that, Jazz.
until one person
Run!
plopped out of existence, forcing everybody to turn around, run around, and have a little bit of difficulty. you eventually did do battle, defeated the initial wave of creatures after you, and then broke into a dead run towards what you hoped would be safety, and that is where we actually pick ourselves up from. So, you have just broken into the first signs of true illumination of the fires that burn here, seeming ever present, raging with a dark intensity, more of a blood red flame than that of a burning wood orange. The dark light here also tinged with a bit of purple, an unusual candle of some sort set against a well. However, there are still great creatures after you, and one of them screaming out, "Shiny." So, Vanguard rejects, what would you like to do? Choke on your
I've had
spit.
something on my mind.
Yep.
I would like to go straight to that puddle of fresh blood, and I would like to try and investigate it. Can I tell, is that human?
You should not be able to see that.
Well, that's your fault for telling me about it last time. You said we hid in a building with that was burning with fire with a large fresh blood smear. Mr. DM, sir, I apologise if I ruined your plans, but that's what you told me when we were
I was
hiding.
going to have you guys set yourselves into position first as more what I was
Okay,
meaning.
no worries. Then I will not do that, and then Fenny, you carry on with what you were going to do.
Reveal as we do.
How do you make yours into a circle?
I'm just that good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a website.
Oh,
Okay, so you guys...
sounds like a lot of unnecessary work.
Reveal area. So you guys being here will be able to see... Oh! Why is this not working? Ah! Escape. What's going on here? Reveal... We do... Why can I not... Fucking...
I'm sorry.
There we go. So, who was first in the initiative? It should still be there, visible for us to use.
People that weren't here.
Then we shall have them go after you.
I think Jazz was up. Oh no. Who was it? I'm just guessing. I might as well look.
I was gonna say, where is it? Is it the
It should be in the initiative chat.
Not there, Fanny. It wasn't wherever you clicked, my friend.
Clicking out the chat room is it in here? Clicking. Nope. No, there then.
Where?
Okay. It's further up, further up.
Was it in the just the hash? The
It should
DD?
be in initiative. There is literally a text channel that says
It's-
initiative, and I don't know why
it's-
Jasmine, who is the most experienced player, is not doing this.
Buckets.
Because I'm
Enemy
looking at all
it.
the different
Me,
thingies.
Lucian, Fanny.
Found it. It is bucket, and then Flynn, and then.
It is
Becky.
me.
Alright, it's buckets, enemies, and then.
I have dark vision. Can I see any buildings?
Yes, you
I
can
also
see
do.
the corner of this burning building to on the
Burning, like on fire?
It is literally smouldering. You can see. How do we describe this? It's almost as if it's like a large structure has been placed here, but the corners of it, which break into this courtyard, the elements of that are in flame. The wood structure, the beams, the planks of wood that make up its scaffolding, all of that seems to be aflame. You also notice at the far end another building leaking some form of light into a courtyard that has been broken open. You also have a flame wall at the far end, as well as an unusual glowing candle. The
Right,
pillars
can I-
to your sides should be 2 pillars. My apologies. That.
Can I see this dark area is my question. Like, what's in the dark area, because I have dark vision.
That's my point. There's nothing there. There's nothing you can really see. How far is your dark vision?
60 feet.
60 feet.
And then
No,
mine's
you're not.
120.
You've got 100. How have you got 120?
At least I think that's what I read. Before I confirm that, I'll look it up.
I'll also
Go
look
ahead.
up my dark vision.
I'm just gonna still stood here blind. It's fine, guys.
Yes, 60 feet.
60 feet, okay. Then you would be able to see
Just hold our hands.
that.
Gladly, Finn. I thought you'd never ask.
So there is a building that's not on fire.
No, that is a well.
Oh, I lied. It's 60.
Oh, it's a
feet.
well?
I don't
Yes.
know where I read that.
This right here?
In the center is a well, yes.
Fuck, there's no, like, places to hide?
You can see at the far end a building with its wall seeming to have broken down, spilling out into the
This-
courtyard. Yes.
Okay. I can't really run that fast.
The well is a fairly large well. It is. I mean, you can see it. It's a fairly large well. It is steepled and has multiple layers to it.
Okay, I'm going to,
We have rope.
Oh,
We can
gosh.
lower buckets into the well.
What?
Ba-dum.
Yeah. that too.
So Fenny can see, Flynn can't. I'm slow. So I'm gonna go, 5, 10, and then climb onto Flynn's back and pull on his hair and say, I'll be your eyes, go that way, and I'm gonna point towards the building.
What do you reckon I am? Some kind of rat with some culinary skills?
Just shut up and listen to me, you can't see anyway, I'm helping.
Okay then.
And we are.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Next up.
That would be Flynn.
Okay, so no enemies. That's cool. That we can see.
You have this round
Right,
to do with as you please.
Right then.
Run.
I'm gonna dash towards the well and use the 35 feet of movement. Is there? Now I'm at the well. Can I see like any mechanisms? Any like cranks?
It
I don't like that.
That is what you are able to gleam through the gloom.
Right. And can I see far? Can I see into the well?
You can, you can't. There is quite a thick grating that has been placed on here that has been buckled up and bent. Perhaps it was the base of the statue that is now fallen. You can see it's kind of like fallen and torn up the metal that supports it, and as so doing, it's pulled up whatever plating tried to seal as well, and it's fairly dark
Okay.
in there.
Are there any gaps at all within that plating that I could like drop something down?
To drop a buckets in, probably with a bit of squeezing for someone of your size, no.
No. Can I take a ball bearing out of my bag? And do I have? Because I technically use dash to go 35 feet. Have I got enough to drop a ball bearing down?
I'd say you can drop a ball bearing in there, yeah.
Right. Then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to listen very intently, try and hear
You
how
throw
far
it
it
in,
drops.
and it tink 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 tink. Perhaps 15 feet, 20 feet.
It's not that far. I reckon you
Don't
can
drop
make
me
it
down there.
buckets. Well, you got the good eyesight. You've been eating your carrots. You've been eating your stews. You'll be alright.
I am not going down there.
Fanny, get over it. Grab her legs. Alright, well,
You still have a bit of movement left if you want to climb in.
No.
To be fair, it'd be too tight for yourself.
It was like he'd willingly put buckets in, but not himself.
Too tight.
Exactly.
Are you saying that I'm the only person that can fit down there?
As it is currently, yes.
Ugh!
It's like fate or something.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is my end of my turn, apologies, yeah.
Benny.
Okay. Alright, let me see what we got here. I'll do the same and I'll dash. Use my full 2 movements to get over here.
Okay. As you pass by, you see a candle set on the side of the well. Its purple flame, almost hypnotic. Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh! 14.
14. You don't want to leave this. You don't want to leave the pool of light. It's so comforting. It's so nice. Move yourself back a little bit. Move yourself back 5 feet. You can go another 5 feet further south, but you get to the edge. You're just like, no, actually, it's really nice in here. It's really warm.
It was quite warm and cozy. Felt like home.
Exactly, it really does. It's so nice in here.
Yeah, I don't reckon we should leave this area.
That would
Did you forget what from 5 minutes ago?
That'll probably be the end of your turn.
Yep, so we're
I
back
see.
to bucket.
From the gloom surrounding, you can hear the noises of many things moving, but they seem to be distracted or confused. Something large stomps and the ground around you. That small movement is the finer particles on the top of this grassy, sandy region you find yourselves in. All of them just shake a little bit, and the area around here pulses a little bit brighter where the pillars are. Buckets, your turn.
There's something coming towards us.
You're not sure. You were being chased, and something large just stomped and caused the ground to quake slightly.
You said the well is 15 feet down. Can I see inside of it since I have the eyes of darkness?
Yeah, you see inside, and it is a smooth interior. The somewhat stone, somewhat metal. It would seem like there's the rim is a metal insert that has been added on, and then the further down it goes is just rock, until it suddenly and very sharply impacts with the sand down at the bottom.
There's nothing in it.
Nope, just sand.
The village we came from also had a well, right?
It did, yes.
Before we were kidnapped, I guess.
Lynn, the well is empty, you idiot! I'm gonna jump off his back and I'm gonna try to run away from him. 5, 10, 15,
As you leave
20,
the candles
25.
light,
Oh,
Yep, I have to roll a wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a good wisdom saving throw. Let me see what my wisdom is, though.
-2.
No, that's my intelligence.
Yeah, but what about your character's intelligence?
18 flat.
18. You run away and you look back to see what's going on, but you continue running.
I should be able to see a little bit into the building now.
And I believe you'll be able to see over here, won't you, as well? Because there we go. And most of the map should be now revealed to you. That is what you can see.
Come on, guys, we need to get to the building.
Are you going to do anything?
We can
else?
hide in there.
action or?
In action. God, I haven't played buckets in a week, so I don't know what you can do. I will. I think I can. No, I can just hide. Nothing. I'll just. I don't want to run too far away from them, so I'll just wait here and I'll hold my action to keep running towards the building if they come with me.
Okay. Flynn,
So I can't see a whole lot, can I?
you can see the candles illumination, and you can see the fires that burn around you. All the
Glowing
illuminated points
kind
that
of,
I
yeah.
like, obviously are
Right.
super
I'm gonna-
evident now.
And then he should have a dancing light on him from last round. But you
you
said it
need-
was half to 5
You
feet.
need to control them and move them as part of your turn. They don't just bob alongside.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
They do make magic items like that, though. They're called like drift globes or something.
Or you can just cast light. Oh, wait, on rock or something.
Okay, I'm gonna feel my way around the side of this well, and I'm gonna come down towards the other side of it.
Okay.
Can I see that object in front of me from where I am?
Well, could you first make a wisdom saving throw as you leave the candle's light?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Yikes. Wisdom. I went to do it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do it, because then he's gonna do it, and he can do it really good. Fucking that one.
That one. You go to move around, and just something about the candle is just so peaceful and so nice. Why were you wanting to run?
Oh, it's not so bad here.
So plop yourself back.
Get used to this.
Plop
Where?
yourself back, I'm afraid.
All the way.
Just to... I'll move you back. Get
Alright.
you there.
Right, so exactly. Yeah, near enough exactly where I was.
I hadn't moved. Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you know what, Fanny? I reckon you got the right idea. This ain't so bad round here.
It's
Quite
quite
get used to a
You
lot.
still have your action,
yeah.
but your movement speed is now 0.
Oh, you know what? Is that candle fixated onto the wall?
Let's say, can we take it with us?
It is a candle set into a small brass brazier.
Right. Oh, that's not too bad. I think we should take that with us, Fanny. Can I try and use my mage hand to like yank it out of the brazier?
Sorry, the brazier is like a candlestick, or it's just
Right.
another word for like a bowl of flaming.
Right. Can I take the brazier?
Yeah. I thought you were trying to grab the flame out of it.
Well, I thought I was trying to grab the candle, but yeah, I'll take the whole brazier.
Yeah, you'd
I'll
have
take
to-
the whole thing.
You'd have to take the whole
You're just
brazier.
gonna
So you
leave me
reach
around.
your mage hand out, so cast it as an action, and then you grab hold of it, and you now have hold of the little brazier.
Has Fenny got to come closer to me?
You gotta follow the light, man.
Do you pull the brazier into your grasp, or do you just hold it there?
I'm just gonna bring it towards me with my mage hand. Like it's just gonna come closer to me. I like it. It's nice.
Fenny,
I want to get warmer.
that prick is trying to steal your light. How dare he?
How dare you?
What?
You become angry and you become jealous. Your new top priority is to get that candle back.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, guys.
What's that look in your eye, Fenny, mate? What?
I don't think I like you taking that.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it? You can come over here and huddle with me if you like. It's not so bad. There's plenty of room.
And as you say
Not
that,
enough for both of us.
Fenny, I believe it's now your turn.
Do I get to make another wisdom throw?
At the end of your turn, you will.
At the end of my turn. But so I have to act on these feelings.
Yeah, you have to act on them, then you can make a save.
So has he pulled it towards himself?
Yeah, he has pulled it towards himself.
Oh, so I'm gonna come over here and try and take it from your mage hand.
Okay, make an athletics, and for your mage hand, I'd say make a sleight of hand.
Oh, good. It's not like that's
Well,
plus 10 at all. 27.
Oof. You go over to it, and it's like that kid who's like trying to punch somebody, and just the hand is on the forehead, and like, and it's just like the hand is just holding you there, just slightly out of reach, and it just bobs every single time you try and reach for it.
Go on, Fanny, put your back into it. Go on.
it's not fair. So,
I'd say you. No, that's probably your action. Actually, you have a bonus action. An action for a grapple.
am I too angry to think that I could just pull out a torch and have my own fire?
Oh no! You want that flame.
I want that
your
one.
Flame. You had it first. You felt its presence first. You deserve it more.
Bonus action. Ugh.
Do you have a bonus action?
I don't think there's nothing I could really do with a bonus action.
Make a
No, so I
wisdom
don't think
saving throw then.
Oh,
Okay,
please.
I was about to say, don't worry, the uncanny dodge is ready to be
Alright.
rolled.
17. I was like, yeah,
17.
Flynn's about to get smacked again.
What the fuck was after that candle? Shit, I can't. That candle's got some weird magical properties about it. You figure that part out.
Yeah.
Probably time to get away from it.
Flynn, when did I get so close to you?
Well, I always felt we were quite close, to be honest, Fanny.
Okay, so I'm out of my spell. I do suppose we should get rid of that.
That is the end of your turn though.
Okay. Then we'll back at the bucket.
Alrighty.
Buckets. Alright, I can see them fighting over this flame.
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna go, guys. Well, first I'm gonna walk 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm gonna go, guys, it's just a stupid candle. I'm gonna pull out my flask of water and I'm gonna use shape water. I'm gonna put it out.
Uh-oh.
Is my mage hand still like holding it like up in the air, like?
Does it have like a shape water is just move the water, right?
I can move it around, yeah,
Mm.
so I can just plop it on top of his mage hand.
I would say, Flynn, make a dexterity saving throw, because you're trying to protect this hand, and these fuckers, like,
23.
Flynn, oh shit. Flynn, Flynn sees you coming towards him and do this, and as he moves aside, a dagger comes out, and he looks like he's about to throw it at you, Pip. I'm about to call you Pip there. Throw it at you, buckets. He is. How dare you go after?
He didn't use his reaction to try to protect it from Fenny.
You can make more than one wisdom saving, more than one saving throw per turn.
Does it not cost a reaction to try to keep people from taking it?
You've tried dousing it with water, and he's need to make the save. They two have like gone against one another, and no, it's a contested thing. It's not a. It doesn't use the reaction.
That's my action.
what
What
is your
can I do
action,
as a
dude?
bonus action? I'll spend a sorcery point to quicken shape water, and I will shape water again.
Okay, make another dexterity saving throw, Flynn.
21.
61. Your spells, yeah, that's that's more than enough.
Almost like, guys, stop making dexterity saves and sleight of hand checks against the rogue.
We didn't choose that, though.
As you fling water, it's almost as if the hand is a dexterous extension of the rogue it is controlled
Okay.
by. As you throw it again,
However,
Flynn, they've
You're just
dared
slashing me in
mock
the
the
face.
flame. They've dared mock the
Okay.
flame. They should be punished for that.
This is my turn.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, is that the end of your turn?
I can't do anything else. I'll use the rest of my movement to kick him.
Another scuffed kick of dirt towards you. Who goes after you, Jasmine?
What?
Who goes
It is
after you?
You're cutting out. I can't understand you.
It should be Flynn's turn.
Okay, Flynn. All the friendship in the world cannot assuage the fury of the flame. you must strike towards buckets.
Must I strike, or can I
attack.
just make?
Make an attack roll.
Can I? Okay, so I can't use like spells. I have to use just my blades.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You got lucky today, buckets. 23.
I think that hits.
Uh-huh.
4. Oh, why didn't not? I'm sorry. I need to click the settings and add it to damage, don't I? For it to roll damage. Or, you know what I could do? I could just roll a d4 plus 4. Eight.
Buckets, as you're
7,
like
sorry, 7.
trying to throw water at this, Flynn just comes out of nowhere and stabs you with this blind, consumed, glazed over anger in his eyes. The eyes are not focused, but there's an anger etched to his features.
Step back, you traitor!
The great flame will not be mocked.
Traitor, you're the one who just stabbed me!
After
Yeah,
you
you're lucky that's all I did.
that was your action. Do you wish to move?
I am going to say if I was to that would be my action, wouldn't it, Misty?
You have used your action already.
Oh, no, it's a bonus action. However, would I be able to bring the brazier with me?
No, because it's held by your mage hand.
Right, well then I'm not doing that, am I? Okay. I would like to... what does this one do? I would like to protect the flame at all cost. So... my mage hand is going to go invisible and it's going to lift the brazier up into the sky, still within its warm embrace, but
that's
just a little bit out of reach for the short ass
It's
goblin.
about 15 feet up into the air then, so it's floating about. If with a hearty jump, someone might be able to smack it out of the mage hand, but that is the end of your turn.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Then, with my turn, I am also going to summon a mage hand.
God. Okay. Oh God.
I'm gonna go after. So can I use like my mage hand? So like how you lick your fingers and like put out a candle by like just pinching the flame. Can I do that with my mage hands?
You can certainly try.
Okay, then I'd like to try that. I'd like to just kind of like
make a ranged
muffle the flame.
I'm torn between this being a deck save on him. No, it's gonna be a contested thing. So both of you.
Because would it be intelligence for me since that's my spell casting ability?
See, now that's the thing, because like mage hand is an extension of your own hand, so I'm not sure if it would be a sleight of hand or like a cast off. I'm gonna say
it says spell casting ability. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use your spell casting ability. So both of you roll a d20 and add your spell casting ability modifier to it.
So that's my spell attack bonus.
I believe for an arcane trickster, it's intelligence is your spell casting, so it's just d20 plus intelligence.
So that plus.
I'd beat him without needing it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's.
Clearly, he has been empowered by the flame, and he refuses to let go.
Silly.
As your mage hands pull and tug at one another, your mage hand flops over the top just in time for the mage hand to move out of the way, and the brazier with the flame continues to glow.
We're gonna do mage thumb wars.
Oh my god. A mage hand.
Well, Flynn's is invisible, so.
I think you'd have a bit of an advantage.
The candle's not.
The candle isn't yet.
Right.
Okay.
Wait. I have a question.
Yes.
Since he's moved, how big of a range of light is this candle giving off?
It's about 15. You can see for yourself it's about 15 feet end to end. So he's put it pretty much directly above him, and then he's moving it around to dodge. He's not moving it like 20 feet away to dodge. He's just moving it within the 5-foot space, the 5-foot
okay.
cube.
Like, just like a very intricate sword fighter, you know. They lunge at you and you just like roll around their back. Like, that's going nowhere. That's staying in me. Don't you
I was
worry.
gonna say, would he like lose
Okay, I have an idea.
his desire to protect it if he moved it too far away?
You could assume so, yes.
Was that the end of your
Pushing
turn?
down below. Yeah, that's pretty much all it. Well, yeah, because that's an action.
Okay.
Okay.
At the top
Yeah,
of the
that's it.
initiative.
Oh my god.
We're wasting time.
What happens?
At the top of the initiative.
The bucket, sorry. Oh,
Creature.
no, not bucket.
Well, he's saying something's happening.
Runs in and appears at the top. And as it looks, it seems almost blind in this vicinity, but it can hear your calling and shouting. And it's the "Give back the shiny, the shiny!" And it will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to there. And then it will throw in the direction of you 3 to see what happens. So I'm going to roll to see who it gets. That's the wrong thing. Oh, that's the wrong dice even again. Okay, Finny. Sorry, not Flynn.
Aha.
This creature throws with blind accuracy. Wow! That is fucking blind accuracy. A natural 20 and an 18 plus.
Oh my
That's
God.
going to hit. You take 6 points of piercing damage as it throws a long barbed spike of metal and just throws it at you. And if it weren't for the fact you were being so flamboyant with your gesturations to try and get your mage hand, it might have gone through your hand, but instead it just scrapes across the outside of your wrist. So that's 6 points.
Righto, boss.
That is the end of its turn. Then Bam.
Yes. Flynn, this is not the time to be acting like an idiot! I don't care if you're still mad at me, because you clearly are, because you just stabbed me! That flame needs to go, and I'm going to use my bonus action to turn a 2nd level spell slot into sorcery points, and then I'm going to spend my sorcery points on the 3rd level spell slot. Can I do that? Or do I have to spend two actions to do that?
I believe it's a bonus action to convert, and then you could use your action to convert.
So I wouldn't actually be able to cast a spell.
You'll be able to cast a spell now.
Fuck! Well, that's stupid. I'll... God, now I don't know what to do.
So you spend your bonus action to create sorcery points, or you're not doing that?
I need to think. I didn't think that it would take 2 whole actions. I will try to do the shape water again, but can I argue that it should be a spell attack, not a saving throw? It's not an area of effect. I'm aiming for something.
Neither is Sacred Flame. You're trying to splash something that he is trying to avoid, and
Then I'll
Maybe
use
you can
Ice Knife
capture it.
instead, and Ice Knife his mage hand so that it dies and he drops it.
does Mage Hand have hit points?
That's a good question.
Unseen Servant has hit points. Does the Mage Hand have hit points?
Let's find out.
I'm
The
probably-
hand is an object. What? No.
Is it an object? Then it would have hit points.
That has AC 20 and hit points equal to your hit point maximum.
What?
That
No.
sounds like
That doesn't sound right.
that sounds
What
like
is this?
Big
Am I
B's
reading?
hand.
That's Bigby's hand. I lied.
I was gonna say what?
It doesn't say anything about it. Oh,
You know what? If I will say
no?
sure, go. I would say both of you roll. Have a spell casting ability modifier off. So Jasmine, roll d20. Add your charisma.
Wait, am I using? What am I using now? Am I using the spell or am I using
Yes,
shape water?
You can use shape water.
Okay.
But it's not a spell attack. It's just a d20 plus your spell modifier. So d20 for you plus your charisma. Karmacy d20 for you plus your intelligence.
I'm nervous.
Wah, wah.
Got a 20.
20. And with that, the water splashes over the brazier and it putters into nothingness. Karmacy, did you make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn?
I never
I was
made any
just-
wisdom
I
saving
was-
throws.
I
I
was just
noticed.
looking at that.
I noticed, but I didn't want to say anything because I was that in love with that candle.
You made one the first time round, and then you've only had one turn since. So make a wisdom saving throw. It would be at the end of your turn, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, you may want to do one now or
Yeah,
at the
do
end of
one
my
now.
turn.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
managed to resist the candle's effect. I would say.
That's the saddest natural 20 I've ever had.
I would say you managed to resist the love of the candle, and it continues to burn. Jasmine, I can say if you want, you see Flynn shake his head and go, "What the fuck?" You can still use your turn to do that.
This
if
is
you
right
wish.
after he stabbed me. No, I don't need to put the light out anymore because he's not obsessed with it.
Okay.
So instead, I'll still yell at Finn because he stabbed me, and then I'll just run away. Bye.
Oh, I didn't
Then
bloody
just-
stab you. You walked into my knife. There's a
Alright.
difference.
I'm gonna
Grow up.
talk to the hand. Shut the fuck up. You're the one who stabbed me. You're the one who's obsessed with a light. Sorry, you still need a nightlight, Flynn. Are you scared?
At the end of your turn, Jasmine, please say who goes next.
Next is Flynn.
Flynn.
Right, so I've just realised I've been duped by this candle.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna quite angrily be like, what the bloody... And I'm gonna, like, slam dunk that candle as hard as I can from the height that it is into the well.
Okay, I believe removing Mage Hand is a bonus action for you.
It is.
So as your bonus action, you turn and dunk the candle in there, and you hear the rattling of the brazier. And as it comes to a rest, what would you like to do?
Can I peer over the side? Is it illuminated anything down there? Is it, like, rolled down like an unseen area at all? Or is it just in the middle of the sand at the bottom of the well?
It
Nothing
is
down
just
there.
at the bottom of the well, illuminating. Though you notice it is standing upright again.
Well, that was pretty good. I'll give it that. That's the smartest candle I ever met. I can see why I liked it. Okay, well do I just know the area that has come from, that barb that hit me?
Yeah, you know it's you're able to hear it. You just can't see it.
Right. Oh, well, sorry about that, Finny. I reckon we should get to some cover, my friend. And I'm gonna move towards where I saw buckets headed.
Okay.
Towards the illuminating light over there. So I'm going to move next to buckets. Yeah. And that is my turn.
Okay.
See who goes next.
Fenny Bobeni.
All right. As far as I can see, it's just the one creature.
It is just the one creature that you can see, yes.
Okay.
There may be more coming, because you heard a lot more, plus there's that gargantuan thing doing whatever it is there in the darkness.
Gotcha. Well, I still don't want it following me, so I'm gonna cast Firebolt. Try and hit it.
Okay,
Again.
roll the hits.
God! 10.
10 is a miss, you fire off, and in fact you actually hit the building back here, and as you hit it with the flame, it suddenly, all the flame that is consuming the corner of that building snapshot flares once more.
Gotta get rid of that cantrip. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, because I still have my movement then, right?
Yes. Oh gosh, sorry.
Okay. Then yeah, and then I'm gonna follow up with them.
Alrighty. You run. Your movement is at the end of your turn.
Yep. Fuck. Or I guess our Skelly friend will be next.
At the top of the turn. One of
Some intense
hears
music.
from over here.
Ugh.
This one, hearing where you run off to, will go 5, 10, 15. I won't actually go 5, 10, clunk, 15, 20, 25, 30, and will throw in a direction that is not where you guys are. This one will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, third clunk, and will then feel around the edge, and as it gets to the statue, a blade comes from its arm and it slashes down, hacking at the statue, believing it to be a body of some sort. This is the end of their turns. Bim Bam Buckets.
Flynn is next to me. So I see Fenny, and I'm gonna go up to Fenny, and I'm gonna whisper in his ear, because I can see that they're fumbling around. Fenny, they're blind. We need to be really quiet. Tell Finn, because I don't want to talk to him. I'm gonna tiptoe 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 towards the building.
Are you using your action to dash? Because if you're going stealthily, you'll need to roll stealth, and movement is half.
But I can use my action to dash. I didn't use it to do anything, so.
Okay, then roll a stealth check. See how successful you are.
What's my freaking stealth? 18.
18, okay. As you get closer to the building, you can see this large beam has broken through the wall there, and inside you can see a couple of rooms illuminated from within. I'm actually unsure how much of the room inside you can see at the present.
Well, I have 60 feet of dark vision, so.
Well then, you'd probably be able to see all of it, wouldn't you? All of this chamber, like so. And then from your angle, you'd be able to see that.
Blood.
Okay. You spot a body. It looks to be fairly beaten up, is perhaps the fairest way to put it. You can also see a blood smear on the floor.
Okay. That is the end of my turn. Yeah.
At the end of
I'll
your
use
turn,
my
please.
bonus action to hide around the corner, I guess. Next is Flynn.
Alrighty. Lynn, you're up.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna roll my eyes because I could absolutely hear Bucket say, "I don't want to speak to Flynn," and I am going
Spot
to
buckets
use...
off in the distance, blocking out the light of the building that is spewing it.
I'm going to use. Bugger. That's fine. I'm going to use prestidigitation to create a faint musical note of like a whistle, like a coming from the well, to try and trick those guys into falling into it. And I'm going to, as quietly as I can, tiptoe towards that building.
I would say make a deception roll then, and then roll a stealth.
Aye, aye, Capitan. Slightly proficient in it. Not very proficient in it. 9.
A 9. You do the... Unfortunately, as you do the whistle, it seems to be muffled by the sound of a large voice in the distance.
That's rude. And I'm going to stealthfully 17 roll over the half movement, you said?
Half of yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to go 15 feet that way.
You can bonus action dash though, Flynn.
When I'm further away.
As a rogue,
Okay.
you can bonus action dash.
But will that...
No, it won't.
No, you're still moving. So long as you don't move
Okay.
more than half
Oh,
speed.
so I can move there. Yeah. Okay. So I can come all the way over to the building, that's fine.
Indeed.
Why do you keep following me, you creep?
Well, I thought it'd be best to stay together, you know, seeing as you needed my help to get out of that last situation you found yourself in. And then it would be Benny Bo Benny.
Okay. Well, I haven't had any luck hitting these things, so I'm just gonna think that Flynn has already moved on, and I never got the chance to tell him anything. Since, you know, he came before me. I'm gonna just go ahead and follow them.
Okay. Roll a stealth for me.
What's
Coming
this?
real low roll.
What's this, like, black?
That is a large beam of some sort, part of a... what might be a battering ram, part of a catapult, hurling. You're really not sure.
But there's like another entry to the house right here.
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And you said stealth roll
Yes, please.
16.
Ooh.
You also notice, embedded within the wall, just south of you, now that you are there and can see all this, let me get that. And you have 60 feet, right?
Yes.
So you see that. You seem to notice some form of scepter or sword or staff or something partially embedded within the wall.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. At the top of the round, this guy is going to run in what he believes is the direction. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and gets to here and slams down against this large marbled pillar. This one is going to put two more slashes against the statue, and I'm going to drop us out of initiative because they are unaware of where you have gone. Let me change the music.
They don't seem to be the smartest creatures.
What, buckets? Yeah, I know.
Fanny, will you please tell Flynn that he looks like an idiot today?
But like,
Fanny?
aren't you just like dissing your own artwork?
No, I'm dissing his stupid face.
You creep into the interior of the building, the broken wall easily pushed up to blockade line of sight, and with your distance and the noise that these creatures are making upon themselves, you are fairly sure you are hidden. However, you are not alone. The interior of the building, its cracked cobblestones and floor panellings speak of a time long before your own, and through the broken archway, cracked and bent slightly from the give of the floors above, through which you see a body lying on the floor. Multiple aspects of it seem to have scars, large slash and striations going from shoulder across the chest to the hip, and from that, almost bursting from within the entrails of this mostly rotted, though dry rotted body. Buckets, you also notice in the back what seems to be an altar with a book on its surface.
Okay, I'll go check out the book then.
Okay. You feel free to move yourself.
Where is the altar? Sorry.
Sorry, it's difficult to tell what you guys are or not seeing.
Is that a big stone slab with a...
Is it
bug
this?
smears.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
It looks like a spider cuckoo.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like a rock.
I'm right here and I'm checking it out.
okay. Completely disinteresting the body that you nearly tread upon as you make your way around. You examine the book. The pages, extremely aged and weathered, seem to show, upon first glance, diary entries.
Okay.
This is not really the greatest. Let's go for eerie. That seems a bit too intense for the moment. Seems to be a diary entry of some sort. The book is ancient and weathered, and the body seems to have collapsed after writing in it. One of its hands still holds the quill that was used to draw in it.
How old is his body?
Make a medicine.
Medicine. Probably not very good at those.
You two feel free to move around. We're now not in combat, so jump in whenever and say whatever.
Boy, hey Fenny. Or, sorry, Flynn. There's a,
Oi,
some type
hey
of
Fenny!
weapon
Yes,
over
Fenny.
here in the wall.
What are you doing, Fenny? Not so bad, Fenny. Flynn, you
come take a
notice
look
Fenny
at it?
having a conversation with himself.
Stop it!
I thought I was the one that took the beating out there, not you, my friend. Did they get you? Are you alright?
So you
little
literally step out back into the courtyard where the enemies are.
Just
Can I-
stay quiet, Fanny.
Do it stealthily.
You can certainly try.
I'm in the doorway still.
Take a step out.
Okay, you step out. You notice a few more of them have wandered into the vicinity.
Oh. Okay.
What's up? What can you see?
There's a couple extra runs that have surrounded the...
JC, you're really quiet in the stream.
I cannot do anything. Like, you can see where my microphone is. I don't know what I can do to change
JC,
this.
I'm just telling you what the stream said.
I know, but I don't know what I can do. I'm tapping out on my side. So hold on, let me see if I can go into the settings. Settings. I have unhide
He said that's
all.
better now.
Unhide all.
It's better.
Okay, well, fingers crossed. Thing is, though, you might be able to hear my breathing, so I do apologise.
I mean, that's just an ASMR stream, my dude. That's a whole other category. You good?
Can I try to, you said like the small weapon was like lodged in something?
I never said small.
Oh. Well, okay, what am I saying then?
What you see seems to be the hilt of a great sword, or the long staff, almost with the wings of a stave or a spear of some sort. It's difficult to tell because of how buried and how embedded it is. It's literally just the tip that you're seeing poking out from the encrusted grounds around.
Okay. I'm going to ignore that for now, but I'm going to let Flynn know of its existence. And just kind of have a general idea of where it is, like right outside the house.
Okay.
I don't think I would have the strength to pull that out, so I'm just going to head back inside and let him know that we're
Right,
needing to be a little quiet around here. There are a couple more around,
right.
and I would like to join Buckets looking at the altar area.
Okay.
Can I attempt to throw a few ball bearings in the vicinity of the well, like just away from us? It's 30 feet to the well. 25 to the edge, bottom left edge.
It would be a disadvantage.
Can I like help him? Can I be like?
You can't not
Can I
no.
like get behind him?
This is a ranged attack, and he is throwing beyond
like-
the range increment.
Oh, I was just being like, can I like be his
Right,
eyes? Be like, yeah, just kind of like throw in that direction
Okay,
a little
hang on
bit.
then. If that is
Give it a flat instead of a disadvantage.
that, then I'm
What did you
trying
get
to
in
see the
your
range.
medicine, by the way, Jasmine?
12.
12. It's difficult to say, looking at the body, due to the damage it has taken. You notice almost 3 distinct long curved slashes that have gone across the body in bisecting directions, which is what's shredded the flesh to the extent. But then the internal expulsion of its interior, it has left you with no real clue. It is the body is so badly hurt.
Hmm.
Can I attempt to actually just make a shot into the dark, like into the distance with my crossbow? Is it shining? The pillars over there shimmering?
Yes, they are shimmering.
Okay, can I make a attack towards that, please? That as well. That is within, 100 and was it 20, 120 hand crossbow or 30, 120?
30, 120 is hand crossbow.
Yeah,
Unless you've got a light crossbow, which is different.
yeah, hand crossbow.
Then again, it would be a disadvantage. And attacking and doing things of that nature breaks your stealth.
Right, fine. Well,
Hey, Flynn's gonna get us all killed.
No, I wanted to help. Okay, I wanted to give us a bit more of a buffer space, but that's fine. Can I attempt to then check out this speary sword that Fenny said that was over here?
Indeed,
And
you make another stealth roll, please.
of course. Oh, that is a 25.
25. You can hear one close by, but you do not know where exactly it is.
You were the worst person to be out there with no dark vision, dude.
All right. I'm gonna just very lightly touch the hilt of this blade, and I'm just gonna with top of my finger and my thumb, I'm just gonna give it a light little tug. Like, does it jostle? Does it move at all? Is it stuck in?
You give it a small wiggle, and it bends and moves slightly, removing some of the sand that is entombing it.
Right.
You guys are cutting out quite a lot for me.
I can hear everyone fine.
It's the cameras.
Right.
If we turn our cameras off, Pasta, that should allow Jasmine to stop the cutting out issues.
Mm.
And I will turn on this end. At least I will try. Hold on.
He's broke it.
You're gonna cover up pharmacy.
No, that still happens. Okay.
The stream seems to have lost your camera.
Yeah, no, I've turned my camera off, but I'm trying to turn it back on, but they're only getting my outline. Give me one moment. I'm going to try something. Then do. Nope, we're not going to have any cameras, I'm afraid. This is
Rip.
Rip the cameras. I do apologise. Yeah, no camera. I don't know how to adjust that.
Can you get rid of your outline though?
Yeah, I can get rid of that. I'm going to try something quickly.
George has got an idea.
Great Scott!
Nope, no use. Okay, no camera. My apologies. Remove outline. There we go. Alrighty, back to the stream. And why is the music stopped?
Where's all the rum gone?
Why is the rum always gone?
It would seem... Okay, so, that is what you have at your disposal. What are you guys doing?
I'm going
Can I
to...
investigate the
Oh, go on.
room while Flynn is doing his sword stuff?
Well,
Playing with
Can I
his
take a
sword outside.
Fuck it. Do you mind if I take a look at that diary?
Go ahead. I can't read.
I'd like to just take a look into the diary and see what it says, if I can read it at all.
what languages do you speak?
Common, Elven, and then Goblin and Undercommon.
Okay.
Wait, you speak Goblin?
Yeah.
What were you trying to do again, Flynn? Sorry.
I was gonna grab the bottom of the blade to support it and stop it like doing any sudden movements, and the handle, and I'm gonna like slowly and very quietly try and lift it out of the sand without making a noise.
Okay. As you look at this diary, it is a mixture of multiple languages, some of them which you can read and some of them which you can't. Can you roll me an investigation to see how much you gain from it?
23.
The diary begins as if you can see as you move the pages further back, you can see the movement of hand and the difference in handwriting. It would seem that many peoples have been here. You said you had Undercommon, Common, Goblin, and Elvish?
Elvish. Yeah.
Okay. As you flip through it, you see passages that talk about study and about the movement of the realms. You hear about how the cosmos is forever shifting like a clock, the outer realms moving and affecting the inner. There's a bit that you don't understand, and a new hand comes forward and is talking about how they found this place while wandering. They are dying, they are near death. If anyone can ever find this, be warned. Continue forward. Can't read that bit. Continue forward again. Whoopsie daisy. This one written in Undercommon. It seems to speak of the love for the matron, about how no matter what happens here, that the horde will be pushed back and Loth's strength will see to it. Then another
Whoa.
entry.
What was it? Whose strength?
Loth's strength will see to it.
How do I spell that, please?
Lolth.
Okay.
Then you see another entry, again in Undercommon. Perhaps the same, slightly different. Speaking of how the champion has betrayed, how creatures here forevermore will reign, and damned be to thee to walk the plains, never to see the light again. And then you see a bunch more entries, about 4 or 5 actually, that speak in tongues you don't understand before coming to the final few. And these seem to speak of the villagers that have been going missing. They speak of themselves being hunted by abominations, great toad-like figures in the dark with an ever-hungering maw doing battle with sentry bots and creatures of metal and stone. Their insanity near contagious, never a moment of silence, and even in the brief pockets they stumbled upon that hid them, they forever roamed, constantly looking for a return, their great one, the Shiny. The last entry speaks of a creature that lunged out from the darkness and did not feed and did not feast, but simply ripped into them and tore them apart. They felt themselves growing weak across time. And in this same entry, the same hand talking about a great pain in the chest. And almost mid-word, the pen scrawls sideways, and the movement ends.
I tell how old these are, like based on like the ink and everything like that. How long ago these were written in there? At least the last couple.
I will ask you what skill you would like to use, or what tool you would like to add, or what background feature you have that would give you any form of insight into this beyond just a d20 roll plus.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Just because of like the background that I had spent a lot of time reading books in libraries, and most books would be dated as to when they were. I might have at least how long ago, how fresh is the ink.
I would say
like
then
that.
roll a history with advantage.
Yay! 22.
22. The book in itself, perhaps the oldest book you've ever actually come into personal contact with. The entries range from near when the book was probably originated to a month, bit over a month and a half. Is it just my ears, or no music, despite the fact there being a lot of music in the queue?
Yeah, there's no music playing.
Hmm.
So you're saying that the last entry was about a month ago,
Somewhere in that region.
or like yeah. It's weird because that Dilwyn, the tavern keeper, just disappeared a couple moments ago, according to the town. And that's only if he made it this direction.
Flynn, you are eager to pull a blade from the dirt. Can you roll me an athletics, please?
Eager, but cautious. Athletics, of course. 19.
19. You twist and move, and then this long shaft comes free with this very ornate looking tip that was disguising itself as the handle of a greatsword of some description, and it is odd. The tip, that which protruded from the sand, fairly pristine. The length of it that you estimate to be the part that was in contact with the sand, extremely worn. Pockmarked as if by acid, scratched, scarred, chipped away, dissolved, you name it, it has it. And yet the far end of it, as it moves away from that kind of the two hand spreads, it becomes more and more refined until it seems to have just regular dirt attached to it. And as you look back in the hole that you've recently pulled it from, it's as if the sand starts pulling up from within that hole, healing the wound that this had caused in itself. The sand begins to pour upwards through it, as if water pouring up to fill a well.
I'm just gonna mutter under my breath like, this place is fucking weird. I'm just gonna very carefully try and sneak back inside towards the light.
Make a
And
stealth
back
roll with
towards-
disadvantage, please.
Righto. Disadvantage. You want us in this fight, big boy? 11.
I don't want you anywhere, you're the one who's out there doing shit! 11.
Did you say this was a staff?
Yeah, this seems to be like a spear.
Spear.
You turn around. You've been so focused on your quarry that you were not even aware that one of these warforged entities has made its way and is now standing quite well illuminated, though it still seems to squint as if trying to find. Scanning. Rolled really low in its perception. You're bloody lucky. With this close to it in a place that you can see, you get a really good look at how its exterior has been similarly pitted and scarred, decayed almost, like the section of the shaft of the spear.
I don't think I want to mess with him. I don't think I do. I'm gonna just very quietly just return inside.
Alright.
I'm gonna head over to Fenny, and I'm gonna be like, "They're pretty close. They're just outside the door. Don't make too much noise."
What was your investigation of the room, Jasmine?
Investigation. Where are you? What is my plus? Am I smart? No, I fucking suck at investigating 1.
1. Is that natural 1?
2 minus 1.
2 minus 1. Yeah, you look around the room.
I'm still too mad at Flynn.
Clearly, there's something on your mind has distracted you, and you see nothing in here.
It's so hard because I know what's happening here, but I can't say because it's from the other campaign.
I think this playlist isn't working, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Might have other songs hidden in its depths that might come back out. Okay, so you stand in this room, a brazier, not a brazier, sorry, a fire pit set into the corner of the room that illuminates this area so succinctly and so brightly.
Room that's dark. I don't know if you knew that.
That is a wall.
I thought the fireplace is right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fireplace is in the wall.
That better?
Thank you.
That small sliver she demanded to know, she now knows.
Hey, Fenny, does this look like anything to you? It's a bit worn and battered, but has it got anything magical about it, do you reckon? I'm gonna show him the spear.
Okay, then can I do like an Arcana check on it?
Certainly.
16.
15?
16, sorry.
16. You look at the spear and you honestly have no idea. You can't tell.
No. As far as I can tell, it just looked like a normal spear. Might have been left behind. After reading this diary, there's been quite a few people here. So it might have been left behind by one of them who are less fortunate than us.
Well, let's hope it means it's better for us, eh? Let's hope we can find a use for it.
Yeah. And then
What'd you guys find in here?
Go ahead, Bucky.
I was gonna ask where the blood stain was coming from, like which direction
that's-
had it been dragged from.
That's what I was gonna ask too.
It seems to be going away from the body.
Can I investigate the direction that it's going?
I mean, with a 2 minus 1 giving you a 1, you're lucky you've noticed the blood.
Isn't it a different room that I investigated though? Is this not a wall? Okay. Fenny, can you investigate that bloodstain, please?
Of course. So yeah, I'd like to take a look around and just kind of get an idea of what I can see happened in this room.
So the way it works in this sort of situation is that a person can roll themselves, or a person can assist them and they roll with advantage. Considering I didn't hear any assistance given, Jasmine cannot re-roll, so that's why another person can make that roll.
Gotcha.
If you
Okay.
fail though, that's it.
That's it.
You don't know.
Yeah, I just like to do my own investigation.
Yep.
And then, but yeah, I want to see if being someone was like dragged or anything like that. So, oof, yikes. 10.
You are able to discern that it was not someone being dragged, but a few small things that were leaving behind the blood as they moved from this room into the next.
So I'd like to just then yeah, I'll tell Buckets. It just looks like there's been some splatters here and there.
Can I investigate around the altar? Is there any I don't know, any space under the altar, under that tablecloth that might be concealing anything at all?
Roll an investigation.
That is a 14.
14. You realise Buckets was onto something. You're pretty sure that something in here needs to be extra. It's just your sense of thievery and your sense of adventure just tells you that there should be something else in here. So after examining around the altar and feeling around, you kind of put your hand down the back of it and kind of feel around, and it's as you're wedging your larger hand in, you feel something depress and a
Well, you still got a few tricks to learn from me yet, kiddo.
I want to talk to you.
So, can I
That's
tell
very
where
nice.
that came from?
the
The click. Does that unlock something?
you depress something and it went click, and then you move your hand away and it moved back into place.
Right. I'm gonna just take that spear out and I'm gonna try and wedge it in there. Does it?
I mean, that's one way of doing it, yep, with a and a scraping of stone against metal, you get fucking there we go.
No, I'm
It's
not
in there.
trying to wedge it open. I'm just pressing it, depressing it. I'm not trying to pry anything. I'm not trying to damage the spear.
Yeah, the tip of the spear slips in as the haft gets bigger. The girth hits against this pressure point and it depresses. However, your girthy rod is now stuck in a dry, tight place.
Your girthy rod is now stuck within the crevice.
In a dry crevice at that. Sandy and probably full of cobwebs.
I'm gonna mute you.
Have a look around. That should have opened something around here.
Okay.
If anyone wants to make an investigation, they can again.
Yep. I'm going to do another investigation around that area. 22.
Buckets, you going to do one, or are you going to assist?
I will. I guess I'll assist because I shouldn't do any investigation.
Okay. So I just do
Buckets
one
is
more
smart enough to know that deception is the best way to work here. So you go, yes, my young squire, go on, do the investigation, show me what you're worth.
Yep.
then. Of course, Buckets.
I already know where it is, Fenny, but do you know where it is?
I'll try and do better.
Doing just fine,
Go
Fanny.
ahead,
Don't
roll
let her
again.
bully you.
Okay. Yay!
Oh.
Nat 20 out of 27.
You did better. You did better.
Thank you, Buckets. Your encouragement means the wonder of the world.
You notice a secret passage, or you notice a hidden door in the wall. Leads to a room beyond.
You're not revealing anything.
I should be.
No, I still have like a whole bunch of just black over here. Just completely blanked out. Like I can see the glow from the fire pit, and that's it.
Is that better?
No.
Okay, so
Do you have the tool clicked, Jason?
as I was So this here is a wall. This bit behind it,
That wasn't the reveal tool.
I know it's not, but this bit should be revealed. It's just dark
It's-
because
No,
the
you
hidden
were on the
door.
reveal.
I was on the reveal tool, Jasmine.
I'm looking at your stream and you weren't, JC. I'm sorry.
I should have been on the reveal tool, Jasmine.
I know.
There we go.
I should have
Thank
been on the
you.
reveal tool, Jasmine. I apologise.
Alright, it's revealed. I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight.
Oh dear.
That's when Daddy gets yelled at in that tone.
You
Gets on-
started it.
I don't like it
I
when
was
daddy
trying to
drinks
help
the
you.
angry juice.
Hey, shut up, you! Go into that chamber.
Okay. But yeah, no, I'd like to. Did it like
Flynn
just
can go
automatically
first,
pop
since
open,
He's
or
the
do I need to?
tallest.
No, it is just unlocked.
Okay, then I'd like to open it as quietly as possible.
Okay, you open it as quietly as possible, and you reveal to yourself a much larger chamber than you were otherwise expecting. This chamber seems to be partially in collapse, similar to the other rooms that you have so recently left. But this chamber expands round to dimensions that were not visible from the exterior.
Okay, then I'd like to go in and
Alrighty.
have a look-see around.
You step inside, and within you can see the remains of what must have been a large, or the spire of a keep. Though the space is not great in depth, it is very squared off and would wrap around the rear, to the south of the where the altar is.
Oh, so it kind of like leads under.
The walls have arrow slits in them, perhaps 2 or 3 inches across, that peer out into a misty blue vacuumous void that seems to extend to not the horizon, because there is no horizon. It just extends until your eyes begin to water and you realise that you are staring off into oblivion, quite literally. While the walls of the keep seem to have been blackened and scarred by the torments of war, you also notice that any place that extends beyond the interior perimeter, such as the wall slits, almost seems to have a membrane to it, dividing the interior space to the exterior space. In the far corner, you notice a large staircase, stone, heading down.
Well, guys, it's a bit spooky in here, but we may want to check this out.
I guess so.
Oh, it's better than back out there. It's got to be.
Can I see if there's like a way to, like, if I closed our little like secret hatch behind us, that we'd still be able to reopen it from this end? Do I see like another latch on our side?
Yeah, you can see the this side has the handle to it.
Okay, then I
Should
think
one of us hold the door open so Flynn can get the spear again and we can run back?
Absolutely. I was going to take the spear regardless if it locked the door or not. I am sorry, guys, but it was going to happen. The mage end was going to come out and hold it.
Okay.
The thing is that you need to have time to get to the door.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll hold it open for him as he gets in.
Okay.
Before I do that, can I just check the body I'm stood next to? Has it got any satchels, any pockets at all? Anything that might like identify the person as like anyone for the village that we came from?
You can investigate the body.
Investigation. I've never seen a dead body before in my life. It's a 5.
5. His body, it's dead. It's wearing. Well, it's not actually wearing anything. All the cloth has disappeared. Even its shoes seems to have decayed. weird. Creepy looking.
Wow. Yeah, that checks out. So I'm gonna grab the spear and join the other guys.
Okay. You step through into the next chamber.
Okay.
Again,
And
it
then
is
I
a
reckon we
squared
should
off.
close the
It is a
doors.
squared off room, 4 sides, making up the predominance of this. Perhaps maybe 40 feet to a side, though broken into 2 or 3 different rooms. This room that you stand in being the largest that wraps around the exterior of the 2 interior rooms that you have left. Similarly, you notice across from you what appears to be another door into other chambers. It is very much like a T. I'm realizing I'm making hand signals and no one can fucking see me because I'm a brilliant guy. I'm so smart. Yeah, it's a T. It's a T section with what you've stepped out into this long section and going up behind the. Oh, hold on, get my other tool out. This one, this one, this area here, being the stem of the T, and then the part that goes behind this room, and then goes behind the room that is off the page, being the branches.
And then you said there's also a staircase that
There's a
led down.
staircase that leads down.
Okay.
Hey, Fanny, just watch out, mate. This is a dangerous place. I wouldn't put it past them to be, I don't know, traps or enemies within sight. Just be careful, man.
I'll trust your intuition and let you lead the way.
Well, I
You
suppose
can't
that's one
see.
way to do it.
This room is pitch black.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. I can see nothing. I'm really relying on you here.
Okay.
Kretch and Lucian step in as well and go, "It's a nice dark place you found."
Oh,
Where
it's
did you
nice
guys
of you to
come from?
join us.
Well, you guys were playing around with a book, a body, and a girthy staff, so
You want to feel?
maybe later.
Alright.
So, what order are we going to go in? We should put someone who can see in the front.
I think there's only
I mean-
2 people in this group that can see.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do.
Both
I'll
here.
go first. I'll go first. We'll stick Flynn in the middle since he can't see and we need to protect him.
Okay. We'll do a little train. We'll do
Yeah.
a air braiding train.
I'll pass down a rope so Flynn can hang on to it in case he gets me
Like,
walk
could
a little
we-
too
So you just
far.
pull it.
Yeah.
You know those dancing lights you used earlier? Could we not use them again?
No, we need to treat Flynn like a child.
Let me see.
I mean, I thought it was a cantrip. I thought you could just do it at will.
Okay,
It's
he
part-
doesn't
it's-
want us to treat Flynn like a
it-
child.
It's part of my drow magic, and I can only do 1 drow magic a day.
I believe
So,
this is
if I-
slightly incorrect. You can cast Darkness and Fairy Fire once per day, but you have cantrips, which is dancing lights.
Oh, okay. Okay, then yeah, I can summon a couple of those and keep them bobbling along with
And
him.
like that, the room illuminates, and while it's odd, the
only thing is, can I just mention this before you cast Dancing Lights? If there's something in this room, they will see us before we see them because of the light.
Okay, then
You're
should we have?
assuming that they can see light.
We can have you sneak around if you want to take a quick peek.
Sure.
Go ahead and roll a stealth or a perception. I don't actually know if you're wanting to
Buckets roll.
stealth.
Buckets roll.
I'm good at stealth.
I'm not. That's why I offered for you to do it.
25.
Oh.
Woo!
Yeah. Told you, Flynn, I'm good at stealth.
Well, I taught her something.
I'll stealth ahead.
You stealth ahead into the other rooms, or left or
Yeah.
right.
Left or right? Wait, what? There's more rooms?
Yeah. So there's the branch of the. You come to a T
Right.
intersection. You can go
Yes,
left,
so I can go
you can
left
go
or
right.
right.
or you can go into the chamber, the actual place where you can see a door.
I thought that was where we were. In the chamber that goes left or right.
Okay,
No,
hold
no,
on.
no,
I'm
no.
gonna
So
do this
down-
because
Down here, there's
Okay.
a passage that goes
I'm gonna do this.
on the other side of the wall.
Get my drawing. Get my drawing place out. How to get the drawing again? I believe that's drawing. So you guys have come from like that, and there's another one on the other side that goes like that, and then you've got the base of the room, and you can see the stairs here. Stairs. Now there's a door here because
Where we are.
because you just come out of the door there.
Okay.
Those are the best arrows I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, I guess I'll try to peek through the door. Can I peek through without opening it? Are there arrow slits, you said?
There's arrow slits in the walls. This is not an exterior wall. This is an interior wall. So no, you cannot peek through. Oh, actually, roll a perception. Roll a perception. Roll a perception.
Okay. Oh god. 3.
A 3. That probably doesn't help, does it? My drawing skills, everybody. You get to see a blind man draw. These
Oh, good.
being the exterior walls like this.
What is
Like this. There we go. Now you got a clear picture, don't you? You fuckers.
I think
No.
JC's having a breakdown or a
No.
stroke. It's one of the two.
when did the building grow fur?
Oh gosh.
Okay, I can't peek through the door.
No, you cannot peek through the door.
Can I hear anything?
No, you cannot hear anything.
Okay, I'll I'll
I can't wait
sneak
for the
around
next
the corner.
fucking. I'm trying to get the next map open, but at the same time, I'm like, you've not given me. I'll have the time.
sneak around the corners.
Okay, peek around the corners. At the end of one hallway, going left, you can see the stairwell leading down. On the right, you can see what must be an exterior wall, arrow slits leading out. On the wall opposite,
Oh, cold.
you can see the arrow slits that lead out into wherever they're going to.
Right.
This place is a wreckage. Dust and cobwebs consume most of the region here, as well as with that movement around, just being able to move around, you notice a bit of slime, like mucus, congealing against the walls, creeping through the arrow slits, and sliding and slurping its way down the
So something's
stairwell.
coming in. Is it a live slime?
Do you touch it?
I'll poke it with a torch.
You get your torch and you poke it. Made a fart noise.
Jesus Christ, that stinks!
You pull it back.
Is it blurple? Okay, I'm not doing it that much. Jeez.
Yeah, no. Jasmine isn't. Bim Bam certainly is.
I'm gonna scoop some up and then run around the corner and throw it at Flynn.
Make a ranged attack roll.
Is it dexterity?
Dexterity, yep.
16.
What is your armor class, Flynn?
16.
Ooh, got him.
And as if from nowhere, you're standing there in the dark, hearing. You hear this. And it just this horrible snot-like substance smears across your eyes and your nose, and you can almost taste it on the underside of your lip. And as you go to clamp your lips shut, you think that's probably a bad idea because that'll push it inside.
Yeah, real mature. And I'm just gonna snap my fingers and I'm clean.
Or
I'm gonna
are you?
snap my fingers and he's dirty. I just made you soil your pants, Flynn.
Am I?
Hi, Pants.
Tell me what happened, JC.
You snap your fingers and you feel this congealed mass pull away, and as it does so, it stung slightly. And bim bam.
Hmm?
Why are your fingers numb?
Oh no. Did I take acid damage?
No.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't touch that anymore, Flynn, huh?
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Flynn.
It's crazy.
Flynn,
God knows
Flynn.
what dimension.
Wait, hold on, Flynn. Your lips are numb.
What comes to some crazy weird dimension and throw it on the face.
I'm allergic to cinnamon.
I'm getting a feeling that other door isn't ever getting opened. Stream, can I get an
I
F?
can't open it! I don't know what's on the other side! It could be a monster!
It could be treasure.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door! I'm gonna say, shh, guys, I'll investigate, and I'm gonna slide through the door.
Okay, you slide up to the door and clonk, it's locked.
Didn't see that one coming.
Flynn, you've just watched Bim just go up to the door, whap a hand against it, and then nearly nose butt it as she did not open the door.
I do that sometimes.
I'm just gonna push it on one side with a hand, and I'm gonna, reach my hands up in the air to pull my sleeves back. I'm gonna pull out my little lockpick kit, and I'm gonna plinkety plink with my little tools.
Okay, you plinkety plink with your little tools. Make a thieves' tools check. I'm presuming you know how.
Oh. Well, I thought I would just click on it, but no. What was it? I would roll for thieves' tools.
Dexterity plus proficiency, and unless you are you an expert in thieves' tools?
I believe I am.
Then it would be D20 plus dexterity plus 6.
Plus proficiency, which is 3. Plus
doubled.
6.
So it is.
Oh, so it's plus 6, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So D20 plus 6. Oh, fuck off!
Plus your natural.
Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
You get your masterful thieves' tools out and are ready to pick the lock, only to discover that this lock is not a keyhole lock. Must be some other kind of lock. Shit, it's one of those pressure plate locks, isn't it?
You said that you wanted us to open the door and go into the room, and then we try to open the door and go into the room, and we can't!
I didn't say anything.
You did! You said you guys are never gonna open this door, are you?
I was chatting to the stream.
Sure.
Perhaps there might be another pressure plate in a different room.
Maybe.
Beauty is,
go touch the.
I can do
go
this, and the stream
shove
still
your
hears
rod
me,
in the
but
crevice
they can't.
again.
Oh, can they?
Honestly, guys, this is just a disaster.
So now, if I do this, can you guys still hear me? Yes, the stream can still hear me.
I don't like hearing that.
Okay, sorry. What were you saying?
Buckets has told him to go shove his rod into something.
Yes, go shove your rod in the crevice again.
Well, I think that one was for the back door that we came in.
Yeah, but it might also unlock this one. It's the only pressure plate that we know about, right?
So far.
It's worth a shot while it's right behind us.
Okay, well, be careful. We don't know if that Warforged says travel any farther in.
I really wish I had a competent team with me again.
So you're going to press the. You're going to depress.
Absolutely not. I'm not going back out there.
The numbness has now worn off.
You got a bit tired of that, did you?
No, I just figured you might be.
I felt like Stallone, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, then is there a pressure point downstairs?
I'm gonna go check one of the other alleyways.
I
One of
was
the other
just
ways to
in
go.
the alleyways.
She has checked everything.
Everything. Okay.
Yes,
No,
that's
Stairwell
why I'm
that
saying
leads
that maybe
down.
if we press the other one, that'll also unlock this door, but you don't want to try it.
You know what? Just gonna crack my knuckles, and I'm just gonna barge into the door. I'm gonna make a noise.
Okay.
I'm going through that door.
Oh god.
Roll
Whoa.
an athletics.
Please be a natural one. Oh, that's 11.
11.
Not me worse.
You run into it and the door cracks slightly, and you bounce off of it. The door is still there, but it is heavily wounded.
Just gonna brush my shoulders, take a step back, and I'm gonna kick it.
Okay. With a mighty boot to it, your foot goes in through the door and your foot is now stuck in it. However, the door does jostle hard enough out of its latchings and it creaks open, and your foot is now in the door, but the door is now open.
There's a time for finesse, and there's a time for brute force.
Yeah.
What do we see, guys?
Yeah.
I'll go
what do we
into the
see?
room.
Yeah. Let's go into
Around
room,
the
see what we see.
exterior of the room, the arrow slits peek out of this square construction. Beyond, you see similar visages of the blue nothingness that stretches on into white oblivion. But you see creatures moving around in it. And you see a creature swim past, or fly past, or drift past, or move backwards in time past. For the fish, tree, bird, plant thing is moving in the other direction in which you would assume it should go. And as it creeps around from the northern wall, it then appears on the western wall. Sorry, the western wall. So you see it here from through the arrow slits, and then it appears here.
Is that the only thing in the room?
The other details that you notice in the room are what perhaps once had been a shrine room, but it is festooned with this slightly transparent greyish-green ooze, and it has eaten at the tapestry that may once have hung on the iron rod against the back wall, and whatever small plinth was built here to create the altar has been burned, broken, toppled over, or dissolved by this whatever it is that dissolves here. It is a statuette of a... Well, actually, you can see a statuette. A bust, head and shoulders, metal. You'd have to
Can I do a history
investigate
check?
it. Say again, sorry?
Can I do a history check to see if I know who the bust is of?
You don't actually know what the bust is, you probably need to do the investigation first.
Before anyone takes another step into the room, I'm just gonna straight up put my hand on Bucket's shoulder. I'm gonna look her dead in the eyes and I'm gonna say, if you even dare to mess around with that weird slime that is clearly causing some trouble in here, and you put that on me, I will dunk you headfirst into it by your ankles. Are we understood?
Completely understood.
Very well.
I don't like how easily she went along with that.
I don't even need to roll an insight on that, it's fine.
I'm gonna go over to the slime. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna throw it at Flynn, and then I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
I am gonna say roll with a disadvantage, considering
Oh, God.
Flynn sorta knew this was coming.
Sort of. Right.
More than likely,
I was literally about to message you
15.
that I was going to prep something in case this was about to happen.
Okay.
15.
I think that is below your armor class.
Oh,
What
yeah.
were you
I
prepping?
just go invisible.
Oh no, I was just going to say that. Well, I was going to think about it, but I was probably going to use something along the lines of Misty Step to move out of the way next to her and grab her.
Well, you throw the slime,
Aw.
you see him look at you. Do you still go invisible?
Wait, Flynn! Wait, Flynn! Wait, Flynn! Wait, Flynn! You
Feel
said
like
if I
I've
put it
Misty
on
Step.
you, it didn't
I've
touch you! It
Misty
didn't touch
Step.
you, Flynn!
I've
It didn't touch
Misty
you,
Step. I'm
Flynn!
next to her, and I'm going to
It
try
didn't
and
touch you.
swoop down for her ankles.
Okay,
It
roll.
didn't touch you!
This would be
Flynn!
this would be a grapple. So, Bim Bam Buckets roll acrobatics and
I have to, Flynn! Don't touch
Flynn,
me! If you grab
roll
me, my hook will come off.
athletics.
Athletics. That's a 15.
Acrobatics. Oh man.
Acrobatics
Flynn,
or
it
athletics,
didn't
your
touch you!
choice.
Flynn, it didn't touch you! You said that if it touched you!
I've reached down and I'm grabbing for the
You
ankles.
have grabbed her, and
I got a 6!
a 6. You
I'm
indeed grab
holding her
her.
up in front of my face. I'm holding her up in front of my face with one hand, just holding her by the ankles. Just imagine her like flailing and grunting, and I'm
I
just
need
gonna
to
point her
I'm
right
gonna
in the face and
hold
be like,
my foot on. I'm gonna
"Are
hold my
you
hood
gonna
over my
behave?
face.
Are you gonna stop it?"
I just
She's not answering, so I'm gonna dunk her. I'm gonna
No, I'm nodding, I'm
gonna quickly
nodding!
drop her a little bit towards the slime and catch her before the end, and be like,
I'm nodding!
"Are you gonna pack it in?"
Fenny, save me, please!
I'll have a free hand, Fanny. You
I'm
can
still-
just as easily be in the other one.
I'm just saying, I was like, I'm still just kind of peering around the room.
Like you've gone into your scholarly zone. You have found
Yeah, like-
ancient artifacts and you want to investigate.
Oh, I am itching to get in there and look all around. I have kind of zoned out onto what they're doing.
Oh no.
I think you're getting dunked.
No, I said I nodded!
You know what? Last time I took your word for it, didn't really go my way there.
That wasn't my fault! That
And I'm
wasn't
going to
my
say
fault,
buckets
Flynn!
with the quotation marks fingers.
That wasn't
Oh,
my
no.
fault, Flynn! That wasn't my fault! I didn't do it on purpose!
So what are you doing?
I'm having a talk with her right now.
Oh, okay.
Like, at her mercy. At my mercy. Listen,
You
that
think
guy over
that I would
there,
have run away on purpose?
that guy over there, I don't care what you have to say. You'll say anything to get out of this situation right now. That guy over there idolizes you. He thinks you're some kind of big mage, some big wig, but I know the truth, don't I?
Flynn, don't.
Listen, pack it in with the kicking me in the goddamn shins and the throwing things in my goddamn face, and he won't have to know anything, will he?
Then stop insulting me and holding this thing against me that I didn't even mean to do!
No back talk, and I'm going to slightly drop her a little bit.
Drop me
I just want
then.
to know if we have an accord.
No.
Alright, that's it. I'm going to drop her face first in it.
Okay.
Oh no!
As you drop into this mucus, you are coated in it. Like there's no going away from this. You drop into it, and it is and it's that really bad way if he drops you and you like curl into your stomach so you don't land on your face, but that just means that you're on your back in it. So as you try and like get up, it's just there's more of it everywhere, and you are covered in it. Nope, wrong button. You take 4 points of acid damage.
I gave you plenty of chances. This is on you. I'm just going to dust my hands and walk over to see what Fanny's doing while she's cleaning herself up.
No problem. Vinny, can you roll me a... actually, I'll do this. Just 1 second. Can you roll me a investigation?
Yes, I can. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This appears to be the small remains of a bust of an elegant-looking dark elf female.
Be pretty.
Uh-oh, what did I do?
I mean, I guess they kind of have to be if they're gonna make a bust. They usually don't waste time on not so pretty.
They don't waste up the ugly ones.
That's a good bit of time and stone to waste on an ugly elf.
I've made
And
it.
then after
I've
I've
pressed
done-
the button. Oh, there it is. I got it back. Yeah, so it is a statuette of a quite a very elegantly attired elf. And what did you say you got? Sorry.
I was gonna say, can I do like a?
No.
Now that I've
What was the total? What was the total?
Dirty 20.
There's 20. You also notice what appears to be a crown of spiders adorning her head.
Oh.
Spider Queen. And then now that I've like investigated, now can I do like a history check?
Yes, you can.
That is
Woo!
a 23.
93. So, because you succeeded in the previous one, you get more information this time.
Yay.
This is a depiction of Lolth, the Spider Queen. She was the de facto goddess of the Dark Elves, way back when during the pre-God Plague. She has not been openly worshipped since. So this place, this ruin, this weird dimensional flux is clearly more than 1500 years old.
Damn.
Lolth was a cruel goddess. That is what she was revered as, and she held her home in the abyss. But her peoples wandered the Shadowfell. This is where they conducted themselves.
Okay. And then as I'm kind of like recalling all this from like a book I've read or just like family stuff, like family traditions and knowledge, I'm kind of relaying it to the party.
I believe. Have you told them about the book as well? What was in the book? Or did you keep that to yourself?
I would have kept it on. I would have brought it with me, but yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll take this time as well to kind of elaborate more on what I had read in the book, and if anything is like cross-referencing and connecting any dots.
So you've just told us. You just told us everything that you know about the.
Yeah,
Spider
everything
Queen.
that I've discovered here, the Spider Queen and Loth, and kind of like what we're seeing.
I'm getting a strange feeling this might be slightly bigger than a backwater town with a missing barkeep.
Yes, I do suppose we've gone a bit farther than we thought.
I just wanted a drink, and now we end up in this crazy realm. Backwards flying fish, giants in the darkness we can't even see, and weird robots emerging from the sand, eroding at the face.
Yes,
It's
so
great.
we do have a bag of flour.
True. Yeah. How's that cake coming along? Hey, buckets.
I'm talking to you. I'm
Why,
still
let's-
sitting in the slime.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you've been sitting in the slime this whole time, you've been taking acid damage this whole time.
Fine, sit outside of the slime.
How's your lips there? They not look a bit numb. I thought I dropped your fate first in there.
You can't feel. It's a weird feeling where you can't feel your own spine, but you can feel it. You also can't feel. Roll a d20 for me, Jasmine.
Is my wild magic gonna go off from this?
So she probably can't feel her dignity
4.
anymore.
4.
She never had any.
Your tail and your left buttock.
I don't have a tail. Goblins don't have tails.
No, goblins. I don't think goblins have tails. Maybe like the tail of her coat.
Well, you can't feel your tail or your left buttock.
Okay.
So-
You're just gonna sit in that and sulk.
I'm going to say to Fenny in Goblin, when we get home, I'm leaving.
And then I'll just say back in Goblin if.
And I'm just going to say to Fenny, in Elvish, don't.
What is this?
Who's been drawing the doodles on the map?
No,
All of us?
He just noticed.
they were off the top of the suddenly like, hang a second, where they all fucking come from? I was too zoomed in. How many more are there up here?
Hang on, I never finished the one I was working on.
And I'm just going to say to Fenny in Elvish,
Hey, any deal she's trying to cut with you, I'll double it.
And then
It's
back
at
in
that
Elvish.
moment you all hear a female scream. Oh god! Please! Somebody help me!
Oh, someone's got Cratch.
And that's when we're going to take our break.
Okay.
So we'll be back in a few minutes. To whatever the fuck this is.
it's something alright.
It is something alright indeed. Enjoy the intermission. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay. What?
So while the
This
DM is
was
off being
appropriate.
busy preparing things, Scribblio D&D edition happens.
Look, I wrote Hello Darkness in the darkness.
Yeah, I can't only see it because of the stream.
For the stream's benefit, I am looking at my camera, looking bemused, amused, and tired. So you have heard a woman scream.
Mhm.
What are
Yeah.
you doing?
I would like to run towards this screen.
Well, I would like to get some music on first. Just
Uh,
give me a small moment.
I'm gonna make sure that my little dancing lights are following
Hmm.
Flynn so he can see where we're going.
Wait up!
Leave him behind.
No. Oh goodness, so many beeping bops.
Okay. So you charge your way down the stairwell and you emerge into darkness.
Even with eyes that can see in darkness.
Nope, I am about to reveal more of the map to you.
I remember this map.
No spoilers.
Emerge here.
Oh goodness. Oh, those are the stairs?
I didn't have time to finish this map when I originally created it.
Wow.
And then with dark vision of 60 feet. The chamber here lies in absolute chaos, broken building pieces, fragments of stone, as well as upturned tables and chairs. A barricade loosely assembled greets you as you break down from the stairwell, though clearly breached in its current state. Beyond which lie an assortment of crumbling pieces. Armour stands devoid of armour, weapon racks with broken and disused weaponry. Pieces of the belfry above seems to have collapsed through at certain points. And you can hear this
It's the frog thing that the Priory talked about.
coming from the far left. Sorry, the bottom right even.
That's definitely not coming from me.
So here. Or here.
As in the darkness.
Okay.
See if I do this properly this time. You can see the entryways that lead to other chambers beyond.
Okay, so which chamber is it coming from? This one or
You're
this
hearing it echo from both sides.
Let's say we should go check that bottom one first.
There's a bunch of like broken stuff in this room as well.
Well, where do you go? What are you doing?
Should make our way towards.
Can you not do that? That scared me! Jesus!
You hear the scream of someone, the hellish, blood-curdling scream of someone panicking.
Do you have an idea of which direction that came from, or is it just?
You're hearing it
Apparently
from
both.
both sides.
All right. Well, we gotta go at least one way. So
So which way are you
maybe we should
going?
move down.
Can I see in this area?
I have my dancing light.
Dancing lights, okay. You going down? Okay.
Yeah.
Reveal this room. Like so.
Down, down.
And like so, and like so. This space shows slimy goodness in every excessive point of every wall. Along the exterior, which has been blackened by fire or by flame, you can see creeping through the membrane-like exterior of this tower this copious amount of ooze. I'm going to need everyone to
Okay.
roll initiative.
Oh.
Woo! Fight, fight!
Oof, I got dirty 20.
I got a natural 20.
I got a natural one.
I got a 6.
Okay, Jasmine, could you track the initiative for me, please?
Sure. Initiative. We've got
That's
JC
myself
at 20.
yeah, I'm at 21
We've
now.
got
I'm glad all the squishy characters are here for this.
I got 20. You have to fight smart.
There.
Alrighty. You hear this scream once more before it seems to end in a gurgling squelch. And then
Where? Which direction?
you are hearing it from this direction. But you'll also see from this direction a large level of light pulling out and through this area.
Okay.
I take my turn. Who's up next?
That would be Flynn, not Flynn, Fenny.
No, he's
Fenny,
not.
Penny.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Then
It's like fucking
is
Vex
this
and
is
Vax.
this? I'll move over here. Wait, was that,
Okay.
that's
As
10
you
feet.
look
That door
through,
open?
you are stupefied for a moment as you realise you're not quite in Kansas anymore. So can everyone measure how far they are to the doorway, please? How many feet?
15.
Like
Also 15.
Okay.
half of
Because
half
as you
of
go
that.
through the archway,
20.
because as you go through the archway, you come into this.
Whoa.
The fuck?
Ooh.
Is this loaded in properly? I don't think it's loaded in
Yeah.
properly.
It's working for
Oh, it
me.
has, there we go.
I see it. Yeah.
You appear here.
Okay.
And you see into this chamber, and there is a very large creature at the center, currently chowing down on a recently deceased body.
What? Is there like a doorway behind me that I walk through, or am I just here now?
It is just the structure ends, and this opens up before you. Allow me to save the image
What's like
because I didn't get the
but
image.
But the door is like still there behind me.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Just like goddamn.
Do that. Let me just. Oh, see. That.
I'm missing.
I realised I did not get the token up. So let me do this. This one. Slightly behind this time. My apologies, everybody.
You didn't expect us to make it this far.
No, I didn't. I wasn't as well prepared as I should have been.
Yeah, we were just doing you a favour by taking all that time earlier doing nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, and save.
Oh, yeah.
See, well, that lava lake feels like my room right now.
I think we can all relate.
Yeah. That's a little bit of light, you know.
You just gotta keep taking off the headphones to wipe away the sweat circles.
Size, the dimensions, and it is a 2x2 creature.
Hey now, Jazz, this lava can dry off all that slime.
I'm gonna push you in there.
It is currently feasting down on something. It must be the recently deceased humanoid. And I'm going to change the music again to make it combat.
I knew there was something I forgot to open.
Hey, just use your flask on it again.
Alrighty,
Put out the
so
fire.
Finny, you enter into this chamber and it is as if you have stepped onto another dimensional plane. Flames and lava are awash underneath a thin stone bridge that seems to churn and move as if it is alive in its own right. The heat is intense coming in here, yet thankfully the lava is a great distance beneath you. The creature stands perhaps 8 or 9 feet at the shoulder, but it is reversed legs and these long hooked paws that drag along the ground in front of it, that is currently stooped low. And as you enter in, it looks up and makes eye contact with you. What would you like to do?
That's a great question. Let me see real quick. MVP. Let me look at my things. I guess I thought it was a movement then. Oops.
You're gonna need to speak up. Sorry, I've talked on the music down quite a bit, but I can't hear you.
Okay. So let me make sure that is now the right distance. Yep, 60 feet. Okay. Then, so I've never done this with the wizard. So, with the advanced spellbook, I can take an aspect of a different spell and use it on a different one.
You talk about Order of the Scribes.
Yeah, with the Order of the Scribes.
I'm looking to Jasmine there for assistance because I'm not entirely familiar with it. I can't remember.
What feature are you trying to figure out?
So the Order of the Scribes, which allows me to... Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to click that. Which allows me to, like, interchange the aspects of a spell.
Right, so in your spell book, they need to be the same level spell. So, like, if you're casting Ice Knife and you want it to be a Guiding Bolt, both are level 1 spells, so you can change it to radiant damage. But if you're trying to take Fireball and turn it to use the stuff from Guiding Bolt, it doesn't work because Fireball is 3rd and Guiding Bolt is 1st.
Okay. Alright, then... Let me see real quick. Okay, then I'd like to use the magic missile, but then instead of force damage, I'd like to use ice damage.
Okay, go right ahead. So roll for 3d4 plus 3.
Okay, that'll be 8.
8 points. The 3 darts form in a triangle formation and spin around one another, shooting out and impacting the toad, however not doing as much damage as you were expecting. Seemed to be resistant to your to the cold.
I thought it would be the opposite. I'm behind on the time. Okay, and that'll be the end of my spell, or end of my turn. So
Okay.
there's buckets.
Buckets!
It is buckets.
Buckets' turn. I'm going to cast... how far away am I? I'll run.
You're 15 feet or 20 feet off the edge of the map,
In.
if you were correct.
Yeah, so I'll be like right here when I come back out. How far away is this guy? 80. Fuck. Where are you? Right here. I'm just checking something. I will cast Eldritch Blast and use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage.
Okay.
And then my wild magic will go off because of the Tides of Chaos.
So your first beam is at advantage, your second beam is a standard roll.
What's my plus? 21.
Hits.
And then 23.
Both hit.
6 Oh, those were 2 9s. 18 points of damage.
18 points. The 2 beams, one from each hand, fire towards the creature. It seems to puff up itself, expecting, similarly to Fenny's spell, not to do much effect, but as it...
Okay, and I got a... $42, which is... You turn into a potted plant until the start of your next turn. While a plant, you're incapacitated and have vulnerability to all damage. If you drop to 0 hit points, your pop breaks and your form reverts.
Okay, so you become a potted plant. I imagine you turn into a cactus because of your green skin, your prickly demeanor, and to fit the environment. So suddenly you just hands up, and there is now a Bim Bam Buckets Actus. Fenny, your turn.
Flynn's turn.
Oh, sorry, Flynn. Sorry, got the name mixed up.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, got that. Right. So I'm currently not in the room. I'm in another room with nothing else in
15
it.
feet.
Yep. Is this area like elevated at all? This area here, is this elevated compared to this area?
I'm not sure what you mean by this area. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh no, the whole terrain moves up and down and undulates. They are of a comparable level. They're maybe 5 feet higher, 5 feet lower.
Ah, okay. That would have been a stupid move to do anyway. Feather falling over that. Try and reach.
Oh no,
it.
there's still a gap. There's still this gap to
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah. That's what I mean. But if it was like higher and that was lower, I'd take a
I
run
get
and
you,
jump
I
and
get
maybe
you.
try and feather fall to that side. But that's not going to
I
happen.
like your idea, but not quite.
If only someone hadn't used their only Misty Step.
So what do you do?
I'm thinking of what I can do. It's not a great deal I can do. I'll charge into the room with my 15 feet of movement. And then I'm supposing from up here, I can only move another 15 to come in behind Fenny. And then that guy is 60, 70 foot away. Yeah. Okay, so I'll charge in my movement distance. I will pull out my hand crossbow and I will fire at the Froggo in the distance. That angry looking Kermit. I'm going to fire at him with disadvantage.
Yep, disadvantage, you are correct.
Righto, boss man. It's coming. It's coming. Don't you worry. It's going to hit. I'm feeling lucky. Old Flingy boy, he's a lucky boy. And it's a hand crossbow at disadvantage. Let's go! And it's a 16.
16 still hits. 1d6.
1d6 plus 4. Let's go! 7.
7 points, alright, 7. The creature seems to take the impact. Let me just double check. Yep, the creature seems to take the impact as it should do. The bolt firing out, and as it crouches down low, it pricks across its back, and you've got this extra spine on it now. Doesn't seem to mind too much though. It is now the creature's turn. The spike plops out of it as it jumps. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh!
Up to you guys. And then as a bonus action, it will... Can you... Planty the potted plant can't make the save, but can everyone else make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Okay.
19.
Success.
Whoa! 21.
Success. Who's rolling a bunch of dice?
The
Oh,
people
okay.
you asked to roll dice.
No. Karmacy rolled a bunch of dice in the dice chat.
Oh yeah, I use Roll20 to roll my stuff. Sorry.
I just wondered where that. Yeah, I just.
I wanted to see what a spell would do.
If you don't put the space between it, it calculates it all together for you.
Nice, thanks.
Okay, so... planting the potted plant, you take 11 points. So, you're back in your normal form, no longer incapacitated. I'd say a potted plant has a hit point, so you take 10. And the other two take 5. As this thunderous blah roars out of it, and then it seems to ready its barbed fingertips and opens its mouth wide, showing you ragged, almost shark-like rows of teeth heading deep into its swollen chest and belly. That will be the end of its turn.
Yeah.
Next up is Fenny.
Hey guys, do we want to do this?
I'm not looking too good. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Is the door still open?
Yeah, the door's still open.
What are we thinking, guys?
I mean, does that in
Does
the
it
distance
look
does that
hurt?
trail off to somewhere else?
It does not look hurt. What did you say, Carmacy?
That path that that leads off to the right, does that look like it goes somewhere?
Yes, on the right
Right
side it does
side.
look like it goes somewhere.
Whose turn was it?
It's my
Fenny's.
turn. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Want to make sure.
Don't mind me, I'm just having a mild panic attack.
Yeah, just oh gosh.
I got rid of Fireball,
Okay.
didn't I?
Okay, I'd like to
Oh wait,
I did.
take back the damage. Take back the damage.
Oh, add 5 back up.
Take back the damage. You're still a potted plant, unfortunately, but you don't take any damage.
Me?
you save.
Yep, it's not a bonus act. It's not a bonus action.
Okay.
Woo!
I'd like to cast hideous laughter on it.
Oh, okay.
And
Alrighty.
That is a spell save of 15.
15. What is the stat it needs to use?
Would that just be my casting ability?
It is your spells. It says for the
It
spell.
should say. I think it's intelligence.
Yeah, my spellcasting ability, intelligence.
No, it's not your spellcasting ability. Because different spells have different saves. So a fireball, you need to make a
Okay.
dexterity save. A
Wisdom.
wisdom save. Okay, well, even with advantage, it rolled a 5. So what do you say to make it hideously laugh? What joke do you tell it?
That joke. Come on.
Oh, I have to tell it a joke off. Sweet.
You just needed to do something to make it laugh.
Oh, well then, okay. Well, shit.
Tickle it with a feather. I don't know. You're
I don't
right
have a-
next to it. You do inside your You should have a what are they called? I almost called it a compost pouch. Yeah, you should have a feather in your component pouch.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna. If it,
I'm getting this mental image in my head now, as you pat around your body, frantically pull out a feather and go coochie coochie coochie,
Yeah.
and then go ah!
Your quill is also a feather. Your magic quill.
Oh yeah, my
Tickle them
magic
with that.
quill. Yeah, I can take that
Hey,
out as a bonus
The creature
action.
fails
and,
and falls on the ground, hideous laughter wrecking its body.
okay, so then I can disengage without
You can,
getting a
yeah, you can run away
opportunity.
without. Yeah, it is.
All right.
It is currently
Let's-
incapacitated.
Let's go.
Stop
fuckers.
retreating! Let's go past it!
Past it. What makes you think there's not going to be more of them down there?
In my experience, the big bad ones are often protecting something.
Anyway,
Worthwhile.
who's next?
It only lasts for a minute. It can still come after us,
It's Hicks.
but you'll have a pretty good easy chance of hitting it while it's prone.
Let me check if it's the start of my next turn or the end of my next turn that I become a potted plant. Start of next turn. So I slowly come out of cactus form.
Always thought you were a bit of a prick.
I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5, 10. Then I'm going to. Fuck. Do any of you have a diamond?
Oh yeah, sure.
No?
No.
No? Okay, I will, cast Eldritch Blast again. And use my.
It is prone, so it will have disadvantage on the attacks.
What do you mean?
The creature is prone. It is on the
Fucking
ground,
hell.
rolling around, going blah 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 blah. Actually, it's going. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, it's laughing!
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It is laughter, yeah.
Okay, then I'll just run past it.
Oh, we're gonna keep going.
5, 10,
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 5, then. 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
Or actually, I'll go in this direction so I can, like, bonus action hide behind the rock.
Okay, bonus action hide.
Stealthy stealth. Would be an 18.
Okay.
Right, so we're
It
going
current
for this,
state
are we
is
then?
unaware of where you are.
Right, are we going for this, are we, Fanny?
I suppose we should follow, yeah. As long as we don't hit it.
No.
It'll...
Are we going for this?
He can't respond. It's your turn.
Ah. Yeah, that was out of character.
Well,
No,
Are we-
unfortunately, I cannot respond.
Fine. Fine. I won't take it. I won't take the attack with advantage. That will give me my sneak attack damage. I will run past him.
That's what you were trying to do. You're trying to set up a sneak attack.
Well, yeah, I have advantage because he's prone, so I would get sneak attack, and because Fenny's moved away, I would be able to. But on damage, he has a chance at breaking free from his laughter and attacking us again.
have that spell?
What? Sorry,
Do you have the hideous laughter spell?
I don't.
I was like, I don't think your
Sounds
character
like
would
a little
know
bit
that.
of metagaming noise.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean-
True. You're right. You're
That's why I
right.
saw.
Okay.
That's why
That's fine.
Stop what I
Okay,
said.
yeah, you're right. I'm gonna slide past him on my knees, and I am gonna dagger down his belly as he's laughing, and come up behind him and attempt to hit him with that attack, and
Okay then.
hopefully proc my sneak attack damage.
Yep, it will. If it hits, roll.
Yeah.
If it hits, so roll.
With advantage, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, that's 14.
Hit.
Okay, cool. So that is going to be 9 sneak attack damage on top of. Oh no! I meant to roll with a +4, not that. That's bad.
I was
Well, I'll
gonna
take
say,
the
wow,
first
that's-
one. It's 2. The first one was 2. Oh, I rolled again. It was a 1 anyway. It was 2 with +4, so 6. Yeah,
So
9 plus 6 damage. Yeah.
9 plus 6 damage is 15.
There we go. I'm gonna
15
hit him for 15
It's
does
Why
he
does
now
it say
have to-
16? I'm
because I pushed the wrong button. I tried to roll with a +4, but I rolled 4 instead.
It is now looking hurt.
Okay, well that's fine then.
Wait.
I'm going to go on.
If you're taking the first roll, the 9, you only rolled 3d6. That's not your sneak attack. Your sneak attack's 4d6.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
I'm a level 5e boy.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to then attempt to jab my dagger into his.
Offhand attack. Go
Alright.
ahead.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
go for it.
So get make a save.
Offhand attack. That's a 2. He's not hitting him.
That's just not a
He's
hit.
living. He's laughing for different reasons now. Yeah.
The blade sinks into the creature, and as it does so, it the spell. What's your DC, Finny?
15.
15. It rolled a 16. We just pardon me.
It's a wait.
Oh no! Wait, con. Wisdom
Does it have minus on wisdom?
-2, 14.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Probably a good thing my attack failed the second time.
Let me just check something actually. Against spells and other magical effects. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. Is that back up to the top of the...
Back to
Back
top,
up
it's
to
now the
yourself.
victor's turn. It makes another save. At the end of his turn. 11, even more of a fail.
Did Flynn use his movement?
Yeah.
Oh, you used all of it? Okay.
Well, not all of it, but yeah, I used my movement.
So that is the end of the creature's turn. It cannot do much more.
Okay.
How much jumping speed do you have?
Yeah, what? You keep planning something out that I don't necessarily like.
I already had this idea at the start.
I know.
It is now Fenny's turn.
I'm just gonna dash past and trying to catch up with the bucket. Use my full 60 feet.
You use your movement and action to dash.
Yes.
Okay. Buckets, it's your turn.
How much can you jump?
Stop it.
Who
Isn't
are you
it,
asking?
You.
isn't it like a small percentage of your movement speed?
So you can high jump. If you do 10 feet of movement, you can jump a number of feet equal to your strength modifier. It's all based off of strength.
If I do more than 10 feet of movement, and can I do a long jump?
No, that is it. Long jump is you run 10 feet and you jump, and your strength modifier is the number of feet you jump.
So my strength modifier is -1. So do I accidentally jump backwards?
No, you run and jump and
So I could go 10 feet,
Go.
and it doesn't matter if I run more than.
no,
10,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
No. Doesn't give you any extra.
Okay, then it's not possible. Let me check my spells. Yeah, no, there's no way. God damn it, that sucks. Never mind. I was gonna try to jump across the lava, but I'd never make it. I think I'd get 10 feet and then
So
fall
what
in.
are you doing?
I will run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then I'll dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I've decided to run down.
Okay.
And then I'll bonus action hide again. Behind these rocks.
Okay. I've got the fucking hiccups.
20.
Okay, you're pretty stealthy.
And then it's,
Get it? Please get
Flynn's
into the habit of saying who goes after you in the initiative, please.
Penny.
Flynn.
Flynn goes after
Flynn.
me.
turn. Flynn goes next.
I'm butthead, thank you, on that list. Just appreciate that, by
Okay,
the
the
way.
creature still is rolling around the floor, laughing.
I am going to reach down onto its froggy leg. I am going to take my dagger and I am just going to slash upwards as hard as I can into the tendons under his leg to try and
Go
disable
ahead.
some bit of movement from
You have
him.
advantage.
Flynn, you could long jump across, I think.
That is a 25
Hits.
for sneak attack. 13 sneak attack damage on top of 6 dagger damage.
So 19 total. Wow. The creature is looking. Creature's now looking bloodied.
And I'm
Why are
going
you
to,
rolling d6s for your dagger?
because that's what my dagger is.
Daggers are d4.
Oh, D4. Sorry, D4. My bad. That was a D4. Yeah. Yeah, I did bad on that one. I was reading the hand crossbow below it, and the short sword below it was like, I was just looking at the numbers.
That's fine.
That's my bad.
You can just use
Yeah.
a short sword. It's the same thing. So.
Right. Okay. Then I will. Can I attack with my short sword with my offhand, or is that
Yeah.
dagger with the offhand?
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, yeah, I'll attempt to attack him with my short sword. For 20, natural 20 on the
20 hits.
offhand.
Ooh.
Does that mean because it's a critical on the offhand, it does anything extra?
It
Or
is 2d6. That's 2d6
Oh,
and no
done.
modifier.
Awesome.
It's a
boss.
shame you didn't save your sneak attack.
Can.
It's
It's the
fine.
first attack that hits it, does it?
It's 9 damage.
Plus 9. Okay. As you stab the creature once and nearly hamstring it, it's roar, 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 roar. And then you swing the pommel around and smash it in the face and roar, roar, roar. And it has succeeded. 18 on the die.
I felt good about that up until that moment.
It is now my turn. The creature will stand up.
Oh, easy, Kermit. Easy.
I'm sure he's a little angry with you.
And it is going to multi-attack. Flynn.
Oh my god, please don't kill Flynn.
Okay, first attack
Oh,
is
she
a
cares.
12 on the die. What is your armor class?
That's a 16. Yeah, 16.
16. Da, 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 da. That is a hit, I'm afraid. So it slashes out with a claw, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Why do I keep rolling ones? Oh,
I'm guessing that's
it
a failure.
hurts.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a 1. Natural 1.
Alrighty, so you take 6 points
Okay.
of slashing damage as the claws hook onto you, and it pulls you close, and as it pulls you close, it is going to bite you.
Oh no.
Once again, that is a success. Did you wish to? Well, you can choose whenever you want to uncanny dodge.
I know. I was waiting for the bite.
You going? Okay, you can do it the bite. Okay,
I felt like the bite might be more damage.
we'll see. 8 points.
Yep, I'm gonna use it on the bite.
Okay. So that halving it to
It's
4.
looking bloodied.
And then final attack.
Oh, there's another one.
As only a 2 though, as its other claw tries to pull round you, but as you dexterously twist and pull yourself out of its maw and off of its talons, the swing goes wide and it just...
Suppose I deserve that, mate. I suppose I deserve that.
that is the end of the creature's turn. It is now... Fenny.
Alright, is it looking hurt or anything like that?
Oh yeah, it's looking hurt. So the way it works is if it's under 50% it's looking hurt, and if it's under 20% it's looking bloody.
So it's looking hurt
It's
right
looking-
He's bloody.
It's,
Oh, is he
it's
not?
close to hurt and... It's on the cusp. On the cusp of hurt and bloody.
Hmm. I suppose we've gotten this far. Might as well finish it.
Bloody too right. Help me out here.
Oh, whoops. Okay, well, yeah, sure, there we go. Alright.
What do you do?
Going to be doing a magic missile on it.
Okay. What type of damage?
That is, I'm just going to keep it as its normal force damage.
Okay. 5 points.
Yep.
Are you sure you've calibrated that right? 3d4 plus 3? That's less than
I just-
minimum.
I just clicked on it. Let's... Ah, yes, because it's not right in the, You said it was 3d4 plus 3?
Yeah, 3d4 plus 3.
Okay, let me try that again. For some reason, it's not right in the, in my
No
spells.
problem.
There we go, 10.
That's a bit more respectable.
I was like, yeah, I was like, wow, the last one was a 2. The one I accidentally clicked earlier.
Plus 10. Yeah, did it include it for the damage earlier on? The other...
I think I rolled that one separately. Let me check. Let's roll. What did I do?
Well,
Yeah,
I know-
I rolled it manually earlier.
did you add the plus 3s and the plus 3 at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 3 darts circle around Flynn, one coming through the legs, one coming over the shoulder, and the other coming over the shoulder, hitting the creature in its forehead. And, and you can see the skin is beginning to peel back. You can see this pulsing red crystal in its forehead.
Alright. Then I'll just stand my ground. I'll stay where I am for now.
Okay.
Or what? Never mind, actually, yeah. Go ahead. It'll now be Bucket's turn.
Right.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I will cast Eldritch Blast and then quicken Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And I will use Tides of Chaos to get advantage on the first one.
Okay, is it... You have it within range, I'm pretty sure?
Yeah, it's 150 feet.
I see.
First I need to check if Tides of Chaos is an extra bonus action.
I think it's just... It just is. You choose to do it. Choose to activate to give yourself advantage.
Can I use 2 Tides of Chaoses then? It doesn't
think
say
it's-
that I can't use them both in one turn.
I'm going to say once per round.
Okay.
Because one Tides of Chaos could kill you.
Okay.
So
I
it's-
will roll to hit with my Eldritch Blast. The first one will have advantage. 17, 18, so that is a big number, 24.
Yep, 18 hits. And the
No, it would
second
have been a
blast.
26, but second is... Oh, I didn't mean to roll, that was advantage, 15.
15 also hits. Okay, so roll that damage, then do your Tides of Chaos.
Okay, well, I quickened it as well.
I know, but you did the spell with Tides of Chaos. The spell goes off, and then the Tides of Chaos goes off. Then you use your bonus action to quicken for the second.
3 points. 3 points.
First one.
Wild magic. Oh, I can't read. 82. You can take 1 additional action immediately.
There we go then. So, you don't need to quicken spell because then you can just action Eldritch Blast again.
Then I will action Eldritch Blast again.
Okay, so the 3 points was that for both beams?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rolled really low.
That's 3. Yep.
18.
18 hits.
21.
Hits. 14 AC, guys.
5 plus 4, so 9 points.
That's another 9. Yep.
Does it hurt yet?
It is now well and truly looking bloodied.
I'll quicken that.
Okay.
They're 2 separate actions. Can I quicken both of them?
No, because you're quickening as a bonus action. It's using your bonus.
Oh, right, you're right. Okay, yeah. 15?
15 hits.
And another 18, so 24.
Both hits.
24? 28. 26. Jeez. Can't math. 14 points.
It has, looking extremely wounded, it punched these blasts, doof, 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 hit into it, and every single blast it gets knocked and pushed, and its blood-brainess it tries to spread the force over
Can't believe I
itself.
just rolled 6 die, not 1 natural 20.
I know. It quakes and wavers, and it is looking extremely injured. But it is still there. The bone underneath its underneath the flesh is becoming more and more apparent as the body around it gives way, but the skeleton underneath holds firm. Say who goes next?
Yes. It's the frog.
What? No, it's not.
No, it's Flynn. Flynn.
Stop it! Stop trying to kill me!
No, I thought you said Froggy Boy.
Flinny boy, Flinny boy.
Froggy Boy.
Oh dear.
You
Okay, well,
write down
I'm,
the initiative.
I'm gonna. I guess I'm just gonna lunge upwards towards his throat. I'm guessing he's a towering boy. He's a big
He
boy.
is about 9 feet tall. He's probably about the same
Yeah.
height as you, but he's got a lot bigger mass to
Yeah.
his body.
Well, I'm gonna lunge to his blubbery throat with my short sword
Okay.
with a normal roll, which doesn't hit. And then I'm going to attempt to
10 does
bring
not
a
miss.
dagger into his side.
Yep.
Which would just be the normal D20.
D20 plus. You still get you're still proficient with it. You just don't get the
Oh, what?
damage. You don't just get the damage modifier.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's-
Okay. Right. Well, I should have been doing that like an idiot.
Yeah.
Right. Well, still proficient with it. Well, then that's a 14.
That is just enough to hit. Roll some damage.
Yeah, my whole D4. What? Oh, 4. I'll take it.
Karmacy.
Woo!
Describe the kill.
Oh, yeah. So, completely missing that first one. I'm going to bring the dagger round into the top of his breast. We both, drop the short sword to the ground, and with just both hands, completely bring it down his chest, completely spilling his innards and guts just, all over me. And I just drop to the floor and grab the multiple wounds I've sustained, and just let out a nice little sigh.
And the creature topples over with one final.
Would you laugh at that?
And the creature is no more. The pulsating gem in its forehead still pulses.
Ooh, gem.
I'm close. I'm gonna put myself up on one knee, and I'm gonna put my dagger under the gem and pry it off of his forehead.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Okay, I will do that.
Are you still in initiative?
We are not.
Okay. I'd like to go.
Medicine.
Watch.
Could you rule sleight of hand at all here for removing
No,
a gem
this is a
delicately?
medicine. This is
Okay,
all about
that's
medicine and your understanding of it. Maybe survival.
18.
Actually, sorry, it'd be
I'll take it.
medicine or survival.
18 is fine. I'll take
18.
it.
You pry the dagger in there, getting the tip of it underneath the rim, and as you crack away the skull that surrounds this creature's whatever this is that's embedded within the creature, you pull out, and it is a palm-sized red crystal.
That's looking pretty powerful. All pretty expensive. What do you
Would you mind
reckon, Finn?
would you mind if I-
magic coming from that? Go for it, mate.
Alright, can I do a Arcana check on it?
Do you have detect magic or identify?
I do have Identify.
Then, oh no, you don't have the pieces for it just yet, do you? Go ahead and roll.
Doesn't my
It has
spellbook
has a
count as
gold
a
piece.
focus?
It has a gold piece attachment to it, so you have to have the actual material component, which is a pearl, worth 100 gold pieces. If it has a gold piece attachment, then you actually need the item. Like with Find Familiar, how you have to have 15 gold pieces worth of stuff, you need that. I can't cast Chromatic Orb until I get a diamond for 50 gold pieces. Yeah.
Okay. Then no, I can't cast it.
You can do an investigation.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll do that. 23.
23. As it has been pried away from the creature, the red hue pulsing within its core dies and diminishes to nothing. It is still a very finely crafted gemstone, and if you are not mistaken, a diamond at that.
Ooh.
No!
Oh. Okay, we'll keep this between ourselves then.
Do not
I can
tell-
see you!
You're on the other side of a fire lake. I don't think so.
Okay, fine. If you don't want me to be able to cast my damaging spell, then
I'm not
you.
the one. I'm not the one who got it. It's gonna be up to Flynn.
Listen,
I'm
I
just
know.
letting him know. I'm letting him know what it is.
right. She's pretty obsessed with diamonds, and she wants to use it whenever, right? It's a pretty powerful spell. It's a pretty expensive material. How
it
about
doesn't
we
get
keep
consumed.
It doesn't get consumed? Well, I don't know that, do I? Metagaming? Huh?
You might know if you asked me about it, you asshole!
And why would he ask you after you've been sliming him all day?
You've been kicking me at every
In my
chance you
defense,
get.
alright, he and I have been working together for a long time, and Chromatic Orb is a first level spell. So you would probably know that I have Chromatic Orb.
That sounds
And
like
that
a
I have
lot
never
of
had to use
metagaming
multiple
justifications.
Okay, fine.
Sounds like a lot of justification to me.
I feel so bad.
It's up to you. It's up to you, Karmasi.
How about we just keep this between us for now?
I won't lie if she asks, but I won't bring it up.
Penny. I mean, if we keep it for when the time is right, it could really come in handy.
Yeah, I'm sure she could find a use for it. But like I said, I won't lie to her, but I won't bring it up.
You don't happen to have any kind of magical doodads within that vast knowledge of yourself, do you?
Okay, out of character, what are you asking?
Can you help me? I'm nearly dead.
Oh, you're asking if I have any type of healing.
Yeah.
Let me check. I don't think I have any healing spells.
Don't get healing spells.
Spiders can't
Yeah.
heal.
Well, I'm just gonna spit out a mouthful of blood. Let's soldier on.
Oh gosh, this is unfortunate that we don't have our other two. They,
are
you mean, like
are
the
you
tanky
staying
boy and
over
the
there on
healer boy?
principle, Jasmine, or are you waiting to investigate whatever this is?
I'm waiting to investigate.
Okay.
Okay, we'll switch over to her then. Give her some time.
I'm gonna go investigate this.
Make an investigation or arcana.
Okay, I'm bad at both of those, and I also just remembered that I could do something with my chaos, my Tides of Chaos. I didn't realize that I could also use it on ability checks, so I'm going to use Tides of Chaos so that I actually have a good chance at finding something.
This is your last Tides of Chaos.
I know, and I got a natural 20, so I don't need to even roll with advantage.
Well then.
True Buckets fashion.
Got a natural 20, which is diminished to a 19, and I rolled a 70 on my Tides of Chaos. 70, 70, 70. Each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next 30 minutes. There's no creatures
There's no
near
creatures within you.
I think that's just you then.
Well, how would you know if there's any creatures in that lava lake now?
This appears to be a collection of gemstones and other rare materials found on the prime material, crammed into an incredibly dense state. You can see fire opals, emeralds, pearls. You can see some weird, strange black silver metal. You can notice what looks to be like
All in one?
It's this whole like construct. It's like imagine a tree, like a pine tree, and every part of it is slightly different. You can see crystals growing out of parts of places. You can see like the stem of one branch is this black and silver metal. Another branch is this long, weird, gnarly looking marble. It is a complete amalgamation of primogeneral elements.
Okay, I'm going to touch the tree and try to cast Chromatic Orb.
You touch the tree and point your hand out in the other direction. Chromatic Orb is...
Did it work?
Yep.
Ah!
Roll a d20.
Oh, fuck.
Yikes.
Uh, 13, I'm fine.
You're fine.
Can I take my dagger and try to like chisel the gemstones out?
You, with a natural 20, you also would know that. Would you know actually is the thing. I'm going to say you wouldn't. Go ahead. Make a survival check.
Survival intelligence.
Survival's wisdom.
Then it's just a 12.
12, okay. It's not difficult to peel elements off of the tree, snapping off crystals, gemstones, various other elements, but the much sturdier, thicker branches, whatever they're made out of, you'd have to get something or someone a bit stronger. But
Fuck you. What gems can I get off?
with a 12, let me get my... I need to get this table. Come back to me on that. I need to get a table up. Let's see what you roll.
When should I come back to you?
In a moment when I get the table up, so we'll go and do
Okay.
something else while I get the table up.
Sometimes come back to me means ask me after the session is all.
Would any of these other various colourful rock piles be any notable form of, anything worthwhile as we passed by on our way towards
Yes,
buckets?
where the bend in the between the rocks,
Yeah.
it seems like there's some smaller version of whatever it is that Buckets is investigating presently.
I have a pretty good survival if you want me to help you get some of those out.
We can, or I can pry them off with a crowbar and brute force.
But you might damage them.
True. Yeah, go on then. I'm gonna go to pry them with my crowbar, and you would interrupt, I assume, in that familiar fashion.
That's just like that. These often require a gentler touch.
Well, be my
Okay,
guest.
well, that's annoying. It's not going into high contrast for some reason, so I'm being blinded by my own table.
Blinded by the light.
1 second.
Rolled up like a douche in the middle of the night.
Hold on, let me try this. No, that's not it. Ooh, I can't see it. Feel free to roleplay while I try and rectify this.
Alf, do you reckon if I pick Buckets up, I could throw her across that gap?
I wouldn't recommend it unless it was in a kind of a life or death situation.
Yeah, of course. But say another one of those big frog boys jumped out. You reckon I could?
On a good
can
day.
You roll 2d100s, Jasmine.
Whew.
2d100s. Makes me feel like I'm rolling wild magic. 67 or 76, sorry, and 13.
And now add them together.
80.
80. 400 golds worth of gemstones.
What gemstones?
Assorted gemstones, because you were going for assorted stuff.
What is
Are there any diamonds in the is my question.
Roll a I'll be nice.
I had to fight a motherfucking giant frog and nearly die for that diamond. Did you get
I did the most damage to it!
What are you talking about? He
Sure.
did so much with
Oh,
his
wait.
sneak attack.
He did a bunch of sneak attacks, but I did a bunch of Eldritch Blasts. It would be
Yeah.
close. It'd be close. You took the most damage from it.
I made it. I made it the most vulnerable.
True. MVP Fenny.
I'm getting spots on my eyes because I was trying to stare at that. Blink, 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 blink. You get...
Yeah, I specifically need diamonds. Not gemstones. Oh no.
You get 40 golds worth of rubies,
Okay.
80 golds worth of sapphires, 80 golds worth of emeralds,
Wait, so 40 gold pieces of rubies, 80 sapphire,
80 emerald.
80 emerald. Okay.
You get 100 pieces of corundium.
100 corundium.
And 100 diamond.
Ah, yes. One use of
Well-
the spell.
Disregard that message, JC.
It is what she found, and it is what she's been able to pull.
No, that's fine. You're not getting a sleight of hand diamond put in your bag now. That's fine.
Okay, then I will run over to Flynn and Fenny very excitedly, waving around all the gems that I've got. And I'll say, guys, I found lots of gems, right? And I'm gonna plop down the rubies, the sapphires, the emeralds, and the corundiums. And then I'm gonna hold up the diamonds, and I'm gonna say, but these, I can cast a spell with these that'll give us unlimited spell slots.
What? Unlimited spell slots?
Unlimited spell slots. The only problem is that it'll use all of them, and I only have one use of the spell here. It'll use all of them, and it makes me really fucking tired.
That might be a good thing.
How
A
long
little
does
bit
that
less
last?
hyperactive.
How
long does that
does
last?
Let me
The
check.
unlimited spell slots.
So, as long as you stay within 30 feet of me, it lasts for a whole minute.
A whole minute of unlimited spell slot.
Unlimited level 1 spell slots.
Level 1 spell slot. And it uses all 100 of them?
Yeah, and I get really tired afterwards.
Ah.
Yeah.
And this
Well,
is supposed to be good for us.
That might be handy in a pinch.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for us. That means that I could have unlimited chromatic orbs, but
For a
I would
minute.
need to find 50 more diamonds before I could do that.
Right.
Can I do a similar survival check on the smaller one that we found?
Certainly.
JC? Oof. 10.
10. You go up to it, and you grab hold of one of the branches, you go, snap! Oh, this is going to be worth a lot. And then you hear the... and the rest of the tree just seems to shatter as you have broken a core integrity part of it. Can you roll a d100, please?
Of course.
Was there anything else over there, Buckets?
Well, there was a big one of
46.
those, and I point to the tree.
26?
That's where I got these.
46.
46.
Sorry.
What you've got there is probably about 100 gold's worth of pearl. It's just not a singular pearl anymore.
You should be able to mend it.
Yeah, I have mending. Can I use my mending cantrip to put it all back together?
You can indeed.
Or at least,
You now
Yeah.
have a tree limb of identify.
yes!
Fit that in
If
your
I would-
wallet pouch.
I know. I'm just gonna tie it something. Tie it to the end of my quarterstaff. Alright.
Can all of you make Constitution saving throws, though, please?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanted to rest.
8.
Fail.
19. Wait.
Success.
Oh, well, if it's already a success, then.
15.
Success. Flynn. You've had a bad day. You've been traveling, you wanted a drink. You got
I wanted a
transported to
drink.
another plane, you got kicked by a friend. You ran after to get back your friend, and you got kicked by your friend.
I got punched by another guy.
You got I was punched by a friend and I got kicked by a friend. You found some shelter. No one else thanked you for it.
Oh,
You
don't
managed to
forget
find
the
you opened a secret door. Nobody thanked you for it. You've been slimed. You've been made numb. And now you're bleeding from your eyeballs. And no one seems to care that you're currently gasping for breath and are currently have 1 level of exhaustion.
Brilliant.
Aww. I'm sorry.
I think that we should find a nice semi-safe place to rest.
There's the slime room.
Was there anything else of use on that tree before we leave?
Lots of gems, but I don't know how many you can get without doing that, and I point to the destroyed tree.
Is it worth trying?
We also don't know, like, what they're for. I'm afraid that we might ruin something if we take too many.
Yeah, but not being funny. Of that big one that I got, it wasn't really being used for nice things. He ate a woman and tried to kill me.
Speaking of,
What big one?
Is there still the woman laying around?
Oh, he ate her.
Yeah, he ate her.
But there's no body or anything.
No. He is that big. He ate. He done ate her.
He slurped her down in one gulp.
He munched her like a fat kid munches on chocolate.
I am. Okay.
I take offense to that.
So did I. I love chocolate, and I munch
Okay.
it down like it's going out of style.
Well, if you guys don't think
Oh,
there's
wait,
anything
stop my
else
fan.
there,
I'm sorry if people can hear my fan blowing, but I am absolutely dying.
I can't hear it. So
I think that we should rest over here by the tree. That way, Flynn, you can keep investigating it since you really want to.
I mean, it's
I have
really
a
hot
pen.
in here. Maybe we should go back to that other, less scary place with backwards flying fish.
With the slime?
Oh, the slime. I forgot about the slime.
It is extremely hot here.
yeah. I was gonna
Is
say.
it gonna keep exhausting us if we stay here?
I think even Bim Bam is intelligent enough to know yes.
I'm not sure if that's what gave him the exhaustion.
Yes, it was what gave him the exhaustion. Yeah, the heat in here.
Well, what
is-
happens if we go this way? What's further on this way?
Do we want to figure that out now, or? I was like,
I
we're
could try to sneak.
not even. Yeah, if you want to take a peek and report back to us,
You
we're
also
not looking
notice, as you look up,
Oh, God.
look around now that you're not in danger. You ain't in Kansas anymore. This.
Wait a minute.
Fire...
Wait a minute. Did we just go from the Shadowfell to the elemental plane of fire?
I'm gonna be honest. Possibly.
There's a good chance of it. I mean, you look up, black sky full of dust and cinders, lava lakes, rocks that float on lava. Yeah, it sounds like the elemental plane of fire.
I don't think that going back the way we came will bring us back the way we came.
It might. Also, if we do get to go back, there were other doors that might take us somewhere nicer.
You know what? It's pretty hot. I need a nap.
Well, let's try to go back then. We don't have to keep going forwards.
Alright.
Can I take a chunk of his meaty leg as we go past?
Dip it in the fire, roast it a little bit.
I want frog
For
leg.
what purpose?
For eating.
Frog's good eating.
There's a delicacy in some places.
You go over to the body, and the
Oh,
only
no.
real solid aspect of the body is the skeleton.
Oh yeah, didn't it shrivel away when you took the gem out?
The flubbery exterior has, shall we say, slawed off, like a raw chicken meat, slurpy and wobbly, and it came off like old jello from the bone.
Fall off the bone ribs.
I just can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. Let's go try and rest.
Do you need a ration?
Oh, we did come back.
Oh.
Okay. This is the goo room. We should probably
not-
rest in this room.
Being funny. Which one's the guru? This one.
room.
The one you're currently in.
Okay.
We could see what's in this
Guys.
room.
Before, no,
No.
absolutely not. Let's take all this scrap wood, make some makeshift barricades, take it in shifts, and have a little rest.
That's what I was gonna say. We could probably barricade a nice closed off area up here, maybe.
Oh,
Between the
I was
two-
gonna put up my tent in this dark corner.
I was gonna say. I was like,
But that
Best
area
thing.
up there, that seems like a good place
Hey.
to do a
yeah.
barricade.
We
because
heard-
we're bu-
More noises than just the frog and the dead
I'm
lady.
still gonna put up my little tent though.
because we have these two walls here, so that's a little bit of extra.
Or we could get trapped in if some people come
I'm
in and they
just
see
gonna
us there.
go over to the corner. I'm gonna curl up in a ball and pull my cloak over me and just close my eyes for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Can we pull in something like this, like broken tables and stuff as like barricades? Just like not like really loud, but like, kind of like slowly slide them as not
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
too much noise. And then make sure we close the doors that we were opening behind us.
Is anyone taking a watch?
I'm asleep.
I only require 4 hours, so I can take like the first watch and then.
I'll take the next one then.
Okay.
I'm asleep.
And with that, your journey of centimeters yet leagues, of doorways yet realms, and of drinking yet frogness. You take your night's rest. Are you taking a long rest? Or a short rest?
Please!
I think this is a long rest. we decided who was taking like watch and stuff, so.
And with that, you go to sleep, secure in the knowledge that your allies will keep you safe. At least
I'll keep watch.
Flynn really hopes so.
I'll let you guys know if anything scary shows up.
And I think at this point we will call it good night.
Okay.
And farewell to the stream, because it's probably a good place to end. It's a little early, but we're missing 2 players, and I don't want to continue on without them having their say in what's going on and how the decisions here will affect where things go very shortly.
Yeah.
So, stream of many peoples. You have one last task to complete for us, because we need you to vote in a poll to decide which one of these 3 gets Player of the Night. You 3 will get to vote. I would advise perhaps not voting on one another and evening out the vote, because then I get a DM inspiration, and that means I get to use it when the boss fight comes. Because believe me, there's a boss. You just don't know who it is yet.
The frog wasn't the boss!
I was about to say, was that not the boss? Come on.
Oh no, that was just a challenging entity. So
We don't
I would
know
like
who it is yet?
I
What
would
do you
like
mean?
to hear from yourselves what you enjoyed about that session, and what you would and who it is you're giving your nomination to, and to the why. Don't all go at once.
I enjoyed the roleplay we got to do in the street in the game, so that was fun.
Where's that? I'm voting for Flynn for dropping me in the goo.
And then for the poll, should this be episode 2 instead of episode 1?
It's too late.
Oh, okay.
What's done is done.
I don't want it to get confusing.
It's fine, it'll be the later one, so they don't actually get saved unless you click the link.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Fenny tickling that froggo with a feather and making him just howl with laughter, allowing me to slice up his tendons.
Yeah.
That did work out rather well.
I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that I had to perform for it. That's my bad.
Oh no, it's entirely up to you, but typically speaking, people like doing that sort of thing, like, you know, describing how they cast a spell is the same way as like how Flynn has described the way he carves up things, rather than just going, I cast it!
Yeah, I've given Flynn my vote, just because he doesn't have dark vision, and he's the only melee, at least for this session, and just... He was being such a trooper.
I'm not gonna lie, I took some creatures out. You managed to pass through some shit because there weren't your other players here to help you.
Yeah, I gathered.
I knew when you asked us how many HP we had.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I was like, none of us have a healing. And
Frontline tank rogue. What?
Hey, rogues can be good tanks.
I think he has the least amount of HP out of us too, even including our wizards and
You
sorcerers.
asked me if my health was too low if I'd done it properly, and it was.
Yep. Alrighty, well, stream, thank you very much for being part of this. Get yourselves active in the chat, get yourselves active on the poll, and we will see you next week for more of the Vanguard rejects. Tune in on Wednesday for the near finale, the near end of campaign wrap up for the Curse of Strahd. It's happening 6 p.m. GM, 6 p.m. in British GMT, British Summertime, I should say, BST. So get yourselves involved, and thank you very much for being part of our humble little stream. We shall see you next time. Farewell.
Woo!
Hi stream.
Woo! Woo! Oh,